Hey friends, Dana here. And yeah, sure, we got plenty of summer left, but we all know what comes next when the weather shifts from crotch soup season to frozen shriveled peas season. That's why I love my pals at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. It's the perfect time to get them out and take a peek at both your AC and your furnace. Book your AC tune-up by August 21st and save $45 or save $90 when you bundle both. It's the early bird deal and it's the way to go for peace of mind on both ends. Go to standardheating.com and make sure to mention 93X when you book.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
Be there in a minute.
We'll be here.
Dang, that sneaks up on me once in a while. Here we are. And I suppose while we're here, we should welcome everyone to the Tuesday show, the Tuesday edition of the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Oh, you sorry about that, Josh. I was on the other side of the room there.
I saw that. I was wondering what was going on.
In your defense, we did start at 5:39 today. It's kind of one of those tweeners where it could either have been 5:39 or like 5:42.
You're a friggin' tweener. I was on the other side of the room, and then the light turned on, and I come running as my dad's side of the family. That's how they talk. They would have said, I saw the light go on, and then I come running. Oh, you know, Janelle Klein's going to stop by later, so will Glen Perkins. I suppose it would be scandalous if they showed up together.
They always seem to, don't they?
I mean, like arrived to the building together. But that's not going to happen.
The timing is suspicious.
I'm just talking trash.
Ryan Pacyga, he's going to join us later on.
Oh, for Christ's sake, I didn't write that down. Ryan Pacyga. Criminal Defense Attorney Ryan Pacyga. Yeah, we haven't talked to Ryan in a while. I always have a lot of fun talking to him. He's always got great stories.
He gets better every time.
Great stories. He's experienced some things in his life as a criminal defense attorney. He's seen things that would make a guy like me puke my guts out. He's had to, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know if I could never handle that gig.
No, not at all.
All right.
Some of the stuff he has to deal with, no.
All right, cool. I didn't write Ryan's name down on the, okay, he's coming in too. Cubby, how's that television programming treating you lately?
Not bad. I mean, we haven't really got into too much stuff. Well, I take that back. There's a couple shows we're following up on, but we're watching them as they air weekly. So usually we just binge watch stuff on the weekend. So now we can only watch like one episode of a show on the weekend.
I hate that. I hate waiting.
Which leaves time to interact with family versus just laying around and watching
My God,
TV.
you've turned white.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not feeling very good. I'll be honest.
Let me see if I can piece together what you just said. You're watching so many shows at once that you're only able to get to one episode per series.
No.
What?
No. So usually we'll bank a show or the show will come out the entire season at once, right? So then we can just sit there and go for it. Really dig our heels in and lay around until we get bed sores and watch this kind of thing. But right now, the shows we're watching are airing weekly or are being released weekly.
And that leaves time for interaction with, I'll say it for you.
Yeah, thank God. Oh, my tummy.
Interacting with family.
You have to have a backup show. Like, even though I'm in the same boat as you, Josh. I wait every week for a new episode of certain TV shows. There's also a backup show that I always have that's like the default. Right now it's Castle. I've been watching Castle again.
For us, it used to be Dateline, but we started to side-eye each other all the time, thinking, is he or she planning to murder me? We couldn't do that anymore. It got too dark.
Ashley says you got to have a backup show. I walked into the living room last night or the night before. My wife watches television. And she was watching a show where a lady was sitting on the couch playing with herself.
Do you know what show that was?
Yeah, was it on Pornhub?
Was it called OnlyFans?
Was it?
It was a television show.
I wonder if it was Hunting Wives. It's a new TV show that came out on Netflix. Maybe it was like a month ago now. But I was very taken aback by how much Like, sex scenes were in it.
I just heard about this show on Sunday. Somebody was talking about it, and my youngest said, "What show are you talking about?" And they said, "Don't worry about it. It's very inappropriate."
I
didn't ask
know
any
that.
further questions, so it's all sex stuff?
I did not expect it to go that route. It's like a kind of like a murdery show in a way. Like there's a cool dark storyline, but then there's also so much girl on girl. A lot of girl on girl action in that.
All right. I'll tell you this much, Smashley. It starred, this much I know. I walk through the room, I look at the television. There's a gal playing with herself on the couch. I said out loud, I said, "Now we're talking," and then I left the room. But what I noticed was it starred that gal who played a very funny, crazy lady in the movie I Went on Vacation and I Got Married Too Soon to Ben Stiller, and there was problems. What was the movie?
Jerry Stiller, where he's
Yes.
win your wife.
Yes.
On your wedding. That scene?
What movie was that? I'm Ben Stiller. I got married too soon to a crazy lady, and she's totally hot, and all hell broke loose in Mazatlan. What the hell? Heartbreak Kid.
There it is.
The show that my wife was watching starred the hot, crazy chick from the movie Heartbreak Kid.
Oh, no. So it's not that, but
right.
I do love that girl.
It doesn't matter. I was asking you about your television programming, Josh. Have you ever rewatched an entire series?
Yes.
What was it?
I don't want to say.
Why don't you want to say?
Because I'm going to get crap for it. I'm not going to say.
Well, what could it be that? What could it be so bad that we would?
Well, you're acting like it was Star Trek Enterprise. You know, with Scott Bakula.
Wait a minute.
Who do you think I am, man? No, it was way cooler than that.
I've never even heard of that.
Star Trek. Well, I've barely even heard of it. I was just throwing out a name of a show you'd never catch me watching twice or three times.
I remember Star Trek from the. What's that?
Owned the DVDs and the Blu-rays.
I remember Star Trek from the 60s with William Shatner. I remember you saying something or another about Jean-Luc Picard, and that was called Star Trek The Next Generation?
Yep.
Okay, there's another Star Trek show. Come on, just level with us.
That's the one.
So you watched...
Yeah, Star Trek Enterprise.
Star Trek Enterprise.
I mean, I've done that with comedies. I'll rewatch
An
comedies.
Entire series. I'm talking about a series.
Oh, The Office. I rewatched that during the pandemic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have quite a few. I'm surprised that you just can name them. There's so many that I've rewatched.
Okay, well, don't spoil them all just yet. But I need to straighten this out with Josh. There was a Star Trek series for a while that starred Scott Bakula. I remember him.
That's the one, yeah.
He was from the 80s or something, Scott Bakula. He was in that show, Quantum Leap. What role did Scott Bakula play on Star Trek Enterprise?
He was the captain.
The captain. But wasn't Captain Kirk.
No.
It was a separate Star Trek group.
Yeah, a whole different thing.
My damn. That's hilarious that you didn't want to tell us.
You dork.
I loved it.
90s? When did this happen? The 90s?
That was early 2000s.
All right. According to something I read yesterday, these are the 12 most rewatchable shows. I'm going to go ahead and give every single one of these shows a resounding never saw it, because I never watched a single episode of any of these programs. But that could be said about a lot of them. So go ahead. Ashley, you said you rewatch a lot of shows.
Yep.
The whole friggin' thing, start to finish.
Yep.
All right. Succession is the name of one program.
I couldn't get into that. I know people love it. I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, and it was too dramatic, I guess.
Yeah, they're all such awful people. I can't get into it.
I watched the whole thing, and when I got done, I was like, why did I waste my time with that? Like, I can't tell if I enjoyed it or if I hated it, because they're all such awful people, like Ashley said, but I just got done. I'm like, well, that's, 30 hours of my life will never get back.
Here's a listener texted in to say he's rewatching Star Trek The Next Generation for the 200th time.
Oh, really? Well, that's a great show.
It could be a great example, but I think... I'm watching Star Trek Next Generation for the 200th time. I have seen all the Star Treks many times. Okay?
You got a friend, Josh.
Good. Yeah, I've liked Almost all of them.
Can anyone text me and tell me the show that my wife was watching where a gal was playing with herself on the couch? It stars the hot, crazy girl from Heartbreak Kid.
It was The Hunting Wives.
The Hunting Wives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what my wife...
Oh, my gosh. You just made me realize that one of them, that is her in the show. I did not realize because she changes her hair color. She's a little bit older. I did not put two and two together.
You'll get there. You'll get there, Ashley.
What?
All right, next on this list of most rewatchable shows is 30 Rocks.
Sure, that's easy to watch.
Very funny.
Yeah, I've rewatched that.
The Sopranos.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
I've watched The Sopranos all the way through 6 or 7 times probably.
I watched that at way too young of an age, I believe.
Oh, yeah. If you caught that one early, that one might stick with you a little bit.
I'm a big fan of gangster movies, but I'm telling you, no offense, Sopranos fans, but when that show was hot and pumping out, what do they call it in the business, regular episodes, of course I saw the ads on television all the time. There was just nothing about anyone on that show that drew me in. And I know that the lead character is passed on, and I'm not trying to be dismissive of that person.
James Gandolfini.
But there was just nothing about the ads that ever... And I love gangster movies.
I also love them. I just didn't have HBO, and I didn't end up getting it. It seemed like something I'd really like, but I never watched it.
Nick, you would love it. I just can't picture you sitting down for 12 episodes of a television show.
And maybe that was more than anything. Maybe that's what kept me away. Is I cannot dedicate myself to sit there, night in, night out. Okay, season 4, season 5, season 6. I can't do it.
If it was a 2.5-hour movie, you would absolutely love it.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, I haven't sat and rewatched seasons, but if it's on, I'll watch it.
Arrested Development.
Very funny show.
Rewatchable.
Yeah, very rewatchable.
Is what we're talking about here. Rewatchable shows. The Wires.
I loved The Wire. I don't know if I'd rewatch it, though.
It's a tough watch. It's good. It's very good, but it's very dark and very kind of depressing at times, especially I think it's season 4 when they are focusing on the elementary school. That's a tough rewatch right there.
The Offices.
Yeah, of course.
Yep, a couple times.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I've watched Breaking Bad all the way through many times.
Once was enough for me.
You tried all of these, Josh, so far?
No. The
Sopranos, you never saw it.
No, there's a couple on here I haven't so far. But Breaking Bad, I watched up until the bathtub scene. And then I realized, I don't know if I'm cut out for this.
Once you see that bathtub scene and you close your eyes, you'll still see that bathtub scene.
At that point, too, I was still thinking of Bryan Cranston as Hal, from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, I never really got used to that.
It's tough to shake that.
Brooklyn 99.
I've seen that through a couple times.
Nathan For You.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of this one. I didn't look this up.
I've never heard of it.
It was on Comedy Central, right?
Is that a play on words, like nothing for you, but instead it's Nathan For You?
Couldn't tell you.
It's a show. Nathan Fielder's a Canadian comedian, very funny guy, and he tries to help businesses with these extremely weird ideas, and it's kind of like that cringe comedy where it's very awkward, and he plays it straight and plays it so well. But it's very funny and very creative. But if you don't like feeling uncomfortable and awkward, cringe type comedy, you wouldn't like it.
Brad, he texted in and asked me about Supernatural. Yeah, I haven't sat and rewatched all of them, but I did rewatch the first several seasons, which to me were the best.
Freaks and Geeks.
Maybe I saw the pilot, and that was about it.
Yeah,
I know that's kind of a cult beloved show.
There's only 2 seasons of it. It was made by Judd Apatow, and it starred pretty much everybody who's famous today, like a young Seth Rogen and
James Franco's
Jason
in it.
Segel.
Yeah, that's one of those shows that people are still upset that they didn't continue.
That it got canceled by Fox.
And finally, and this is just one report on the 12 most rewatchable shows. I'm sure if, you folks sat down, you'd make a completely different list, maybe. The final here is The Trailer Park Boys, which I think starred Shorzy. I think Shorzy was part of it.
I never liked that show.
Well, then F them.
Yeah, I had a middle school boyfriend that would always have that on, and I just thought it was such an immature show. It's like, this is so stupid, dude. Why are you making me watch this?
Well, then I'm not even going to bother watching one episode if Smashley doesn't approve of it. F them then. F the Trailer Park Boys.
Classic Country Jesus asked if I got into Parks and Rec at all. I mentioned this before. I did, and I stuck with it just because of how many people told me you're going to absolutely love it. But it took me until episode 14 to start to understand. I really didn't like that first season.
Yeah.
And it was mostly because of that douchebag.
Mark Brandanovich?
Yeah, the guy they decided after season 1 sucked so bad we got to get rid of him. Yeah.
Yeah, when I rewatch Parks and Rec, I just skip the whole first season. Just start fresh once Rob Lowe shows up.
Yeah, if you're interested in trying it, skip season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, I'm fascinated by this Star Trek Enterprise. You watched the whole series twice. What was it about it that you loved so much?
Well, as a kid, I always thought Star Trek. I liked the movies enough when I was a kid, but I thought the series was boring. Like if I had to pick, at the time it seemed like you had to be a Star Wars or Star Trek guy.
You're talking about the Shatner,
the
Leonard
original.
Nimoy. You thought it was kind of boring.
Yeah, I thought it was boring, and until I got older, I realized, I love Star Trek. I love all of it. And so I've watched pretty much I did watch every spinoff. I gave up on a few. But for whatever reason, Enterprise, if it got me at the right time, I don't know what, but I loved that show.
Favorite character?
I like them all, really.
Yeah. You didn't have a favorite character?
I mean, there's some hot mamas on it. They're pretty good about that.
Is that
Star
right?
Trek.
Foxy ladies.
Yeah.
Dramatic. Character elimination?
Yeah, feel-good show at sometimes.
Well, there you go. All right. Referee Rob Page texted in. His favorite show to rewatch is How I Met Your Mother, and he says that I am a mark. I've been calling.
You are a mark?
I am a mark, yeah. I've been calling him that on air last few days, and so he's getting back at me. And I had it coming.
Yeah, I watch a lot of those crime-themed shows over and over again, like NCIS, Bones,
How do you
Law
watch
and
that?
Order SVU.
See, that stuff I can't because, depends on how long, I guess it was since I previously saw it, but you know who the killer is.
Yeah, well, there's just so many episodes that I eventually forget. I guess maybe a couple years in between.
Oh, here's another good one. Somebody mentioned The X-Files. Sure. That's one of my all-time favorite shows.
I never got into that.
You can just watch the sumbitch from start to finish, and you can start all over again some other day and go right through it again. That says something.
I bet I could rewatch House. I bet I could start that one over.
I've definitely rewatched that.
That's a good suggestion from Steelers fan Jesus.
That or Grey's Anatomy. I just rewatched Always Sunny in Philadelphia because my... this is why I've rewatched quite a bit of series in the last couple of years, is because my husband's not a huge TV watcher. He never was. And so I get to show him my favorite shows. And so we just watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia to prepare for the new season. And it's fun watching those comedy shows with someone that's never seen them because it's like they get you to laugh at the jokes you already know all over again. It's like when I show him a Family Guy episode he hasn't seen.
Are you sure he's enjoying it? I mean, you said he's not a big television watcher, and you're forcing him to sit here and watch these shows. So are you sure he's?
Yeah, absolutely.
You sure he's not sitting there saying, "Oh, for Christ's sake"?
Yeah, like there was times where I just, and I Always Sunny in Philadelphia is my favorite show, but there was some nights where I'm like, can we watch something else? And he'd get all sad. He loves that show so much now. I created a monster.
Ashley came in this morning with some information on The Onion.
Oh my gosh, Ashley, this was fantastic.
Do folks
love these?
Do folks still know? Is The Onion still a thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
We used to get it here. We had basically a newsstand out front that had City Pages and The Onion. We get the new episodes, and we used to read through The Onion. Man, that was good.
If you want to talk comedy, Ashley came in this morning with, I guess, social media people have been talking about their favorite Onion headlines. And it's not something I think about anymore, The Onion. So I thought maybe it had come and gone. I'm glad to hear that it hasn't. And Josh mentioned 25 years ago, we would have that newspaper delivered to the building.
Cool.
And it really was not to, start a whole nother conversation, but it really was one of the only little specks of happiness that I had around here for a couple of years, was sitting and paging through the Onion newspaper. I was working with people that I wasn't terribly crazy about. I just wasn't in the best situation here 25 some years ago. And it was one of the only little specks of happiness was looking through that paper. Brilliant writers. And so Ashley comes in with some of the best Onion headlines of all time. So it's still a website. Is it just onion.com?
I believe so. The Onion.
The Onion? I'll have to take some time because I have great admiration for the folks behind that operation. Just simply brilliant. Some of the greatest headlines of all time from The Onion. If you're a young person, you're not familiar, check it out. Here's some of the best headlines. Study reveals babies are stupid.
They really are, though.
Very useless. No survival skills whatsoever.
Hey, I feel like an idiot because the next one here, I didn't fully understand.
Oh, I actually wasn't planning on bringing up the next one because I don't get it at all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe you can explain it, Ashley.
Pigeon that flew down into Subway going to need all his wits to get out of this one.
Yeah, he flew down into like a New York subway system.
Yeah.
And so he's just like stuck down there. He can't figure out how to go back up the stairs and get back out to fresh air.
So it's that simple? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a reference I didn't understand or gotcha.
Area man. Boy, this is so... I don't know how old this headline is. It could be 25, 30 years old. But boy, does it ring true today. Area man, passionate defender of what he imagines Constitution to be.
That has to be in the last 10 years or so.
There was a lot of good political ones that I was like, I'll leave that out. We probably shouldn't say that one.
Some of the others that I looked into that just wonderful. Miracle of birth occurs for 83rd billionth time. I guess I should have known how to deliver that before I said it out loud, so let's delete that one. I am under 18 button clicked for first time in history of internet. Hijackers surprised to find themselves in hell. Woman flattered that complete stranger would say something nice about her boobs.
Oh. That's a day maker?
New dog digs up old dog.
It's dark, but I love it.
Victoria's Secret fashion show, a hit among people who don't know that pornography exists. Friends of band regret going to show. These are some of the greatest headlines that The Onion ever came up with, and the internet's been talking about it, so why wouldn't we bring it up? Friend who sent link to 8-minute YouTube video must be effing delusional.
Yeah, if somebody sends me a link to something that's not 20 seconds or less, I'm not watching it.
Even CEO can't figure out how Radio Shack is still in business.
I always liked Radio Shack, even though I didn't know how to use anything that they sold. Just the potential. Did you guys get into radio? You guys didn't get into
No.
Radio Shack.
I did not get into Radio Shack. We certainly visited it, Josh, from time to time when we were kids. You'd go get yourself an alarm clock. You'd go get some
Like a
new
9-volt battery.
What were you saying? So you were really into it?
Oh, no, I just liked it a lot, and I had friends that could make whatever. They could make a transistor radio. They could just pick apart the stuff that was there and make some cool things, which I never was able to do. Cool lights and stuff.
A couple more Onion headlines for you that I sifted through.
I just found one that's on their website currently. It says, Dad spends retirement untangling big mess of wires.
That sounds like my house. I just had to have a talk with my wife about that the other day.
Small town girl makes good porn. And this is for you older folks. 6-year-old cries when told MTM Productions kitten is likely dead by now.
Whenever you watch one of those old movies with an animal in it, it's kind of depressing. You're like, yeah, that thing's long dead.
Oh, I've never thought of that once. That makes me so sad.
Yeah, enjoy watching
I think
Homeward
about that
Bound next time, Ashley.
I definitely think about that. There's a couple other ones Ashley had on there that I thought were pretty good, like drug use down among uncool kids. That one got me. And this one I thought was very clever. You have to think for a second. CIA realizes it's been using black highlighters all these years.
See, I don't follow that one at all.
Well, have you seen, like, they'll release a report, and it's just a bunch of stuff's redacted. They'll black out a bunch of stuff.
Huh.
That was the joke. That's pretty good. Oh, my God. No wonder we can't read anything.
One I always liked was, Carpe diem, says man who spent previous day masturbating in darkened room.
I mean...
They're so creative.
I'm very jealous of the skill set of those effing people. And it was about the only fun I had in this miserable building for a couple of years. Was grabbing up that newspaper. Speaking of brilliance, Ashley also came into the building hoping we'd recognize her genius. What is this? You took an IQ test and you were declared a genius?
So it's just like an automatic generator type thing. So you don't have to answer any questions. You just plug in your Twitter or X handle.
Oh,
and it'll like look at your tweets and figure out if you're
really
smart.
Interesting. They go by what you tweet, what you put on social media, and declare you somewhere between brain dead and brilliant?
Yep, and I beat Dana by 1 point.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Good for you.
I mean, is this just a joke, or they honestly, like maybe curse words give you a negative score and bigger words will up your... Do you know the mathematics of it,
No,
or is it
I'm
just
not
a
sure
joke?
about what they use, but...
Because I find that really interesting that they would decide it in that way.
I don't believe it has anything to do with swearing because our 93X Hams Twitter account, we don't swear on there. And they got an incredibly low score.
Now, they is who?
Well, I thought you and Dana were supposed to do that.
Yeah, but they take it back from, like, the whole Twitter account, so even the idiots that ran it beforehand. And there was a lot.
So there's the 93X, what did you say it is? Our Twitter page?
Yep, 93X Hams.
The Half-Ass Morning Show Twitter page.
Yeah, follow us.
They take into consideration everything that's ever been posted there, and we have been given a terribly low score?
Yeah.
And they called us a bad word, too. Our Twitter account.
And
I don't think I've looked at it once. What would we find on the Twitter account?
We have a lot of our... What are they called? Oh, my gosh, I'm completely blinking.
Like
the highlights, the
promos?
promos.
Yes, highlights, yes. I was like, it's something with an H. What is that
They
word?
must not be that good if we're getting a score like that.
morning show highlights.
Yes.
And, again, they're taking into consideration what you and Dana post every day, and, as Ashley would put, what the other past idiots put up there. I like your style.
Yeah,
I mean, am I wrong?
I like your friggin' style.
You know what? You're not wrong.
No. Oh, man.
Yeah, I was... Once I put my Twitter handle in Dana, I was like, all right, now I got to do Dana. I was like, please let me be higher. Please let me be higher. And got higher by 1 point. I thought, yes, this is my day.
But that's Dana's wheelhouse, and you beat him?
Well, I tweet about a bunch of inane nonsense. But I am going to go to the library and read an encyclopedia to try to smarten myself up a little bit, Ashley, so I can beat you.
You're going to use some big words, just unnecessary. I love it.
If that is, like, somehow legitimate, that I really find that interesting that they would grade your intelligence on your social media posts.
We're in the bottom 2% of all of Twitter as far as how smart our Twitter account is. That's perfect.
It is pretty cool when they come out with these little test things. This isn't the first type of thing you can just plug your Twitter handle into. They had one a couple months ago that was like they figure out your personality.
Figure out your person.
They kind of make like a little summary about who you are as a person.
Well,
Pretty spot on, too.
What I do, Josh, is I alter my personality based on who I'm speaking with.
Oh, good call.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like to play that role.
Sure.
Speaking of former radio personalities from this building, Josh. That's how I do it.
Yeah, you got to just absorb other people's
I
personalities.
absorb other people's personalities, and I change mine based on who I'm interacting with. If I walk up to a biker club, I'm like, I like to raise hell and whoop ass, right? But if I approach, let's say, a group of, give me another group.
Well, you're a group of parents at a youth sporting event.
Then I walk up and say, boy, I wish these children were better educated, right?
Yeah, you're a family man, you're a Harley rider, you're a man whore.
Everything. What else am I?
Oh, you're also a very knowledgeable individual on many topics.
Oh, without a doubt.
And the world's biggest sports fan.
Oh, I think that's called switching.
That's right. I'm a switcher.
Yeah.
I'm a switcher. So you're Ashley, you'll never nail down my personality.
Heck no.
Because I've got 70 of them.
He's so intolerant. Well, not around that guy. He's an ally.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
my gosh.
That's how you play it.
Actually, I just went to that website, the Twitter IQ website, and now I have a computer virus. I'm not joking.
On your brand new work computer?
Oh, no.
Thankfully, this is my personal one. But
I was
Thankfully,
safe.
I would never say thankful. I'd rather have it be on the work computer.
I don't want to get in trouble.
I'm a father figure, but at the same time, I'm a slut.
Oh, you know what? Sometimes Nick likes to get in trouble, but other times he just doesn't want to create waves.
Right. You're a dynamite crowd. We appreciate you tuning in this morning. Before it's all said and done, we'll wrap with Glen Perkins. Talk Twins baseball with Glen Perkins. We'll also wrap with Janelle Klein, and that'll all begin around 7:30. Our next move will be the stupid news, and we'll get to that in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey friends, Dana here. And yeah, sure, we got plenty of summer left, but we all know what comes next when the weather shifts from crotch soup season to frozen shriveled peas season. That's why I love my pals at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. It's the perfect time to get them out and take a peek at both your AC and your furnace. Book your AC tune-up by August 21st and save $45 or save $90 when you bundle both. It's the early bird deal, and it's the way to go for peace of mind on both ends. Go to standardheating.com and make sure to mention 93X when you book.
Welcome to NFL Flag.
Are you ready? Yeah! Are you ready? Yeah!
No matter who you are, lace up your cleats, smear on your eye black, step out on the field and chase something. Chase a goal.
Let's get it!
Chase the big time.
Get that, ladies!
Chase rings. Chase gold medals. Chase all of it. It's all up for grabs now. NFL Flag. Chase something. Visit NFLflag.com to find a league and start the chase today.
Former U.S. Navy SEAL Sean Ryan captures real stories about sacrifice and strength.
Looking back, what would you tell your 10-year-old self?
Just hold on. The amount of times that this man is threatened to shoot me.
There's a saying, there's no atheist in a foxhole.
That's what I hear.
Uncovering truth with the heroes who live to tell it.
You had a guardian angel.
I did.
Why did you think that?
So many things happened that I just come out okay.
The Sean Ryan Show.
Go ahead, pull that trigger. You ready?
I'm ready, brother.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
I'm gonna apologize ahead of time here. Onion headlines are like crack rocks for me. Once I have a little bit of a hit, I can't get enough. We got into a conversation, is how you say it earlier, about the Onion. Legendary, satirical newspaper. I mean, just some of the funniest stuff I've ever read in my life. We got into a conversation earlier. Here are a few more of my favorite Onion headlines. And then I promise I'll put it down. I will.
John Deere Jesus wants you to get at it, so hurry up.
Oh, that friggin' guy? Children. Creepy middle-aged weirdos swept up in Harry Potter craze. Winner didn't even know it was a pie-eating contest.
I love that one.
Wealthy teenager nearly experiences consequences. Christian rock band cleans up hotel room.
Skillet.
Christian rock is getting real big, somebody was telling me. Like, it's just kind of taken over. And there's bands that somebody will say, so-and-so's Christian rock, and I had no idea. Like Skillet. Somebody told me last year, and no clue.
Christian?
Yeah, same here. I didn't find out until I was at their show at the Met. I was like, wait, what? No way.
Why is nobody drinking? Everybody has crosses around their neck.
You're telling me right now in the year 20 and 25, Christian rock is making a push, Josh?
Yeah, that's what I was told. And there was bands I had no idea. Like, what was another one? Well, Stryper, of course, everybody knows that. And that was
Stryper is immortal.
Growing up. POD. Did everybody know POD was a Christian rock band?
No.
Are they really? Wow.
Yeah. I had heard that story once or twice. Inside of me,
Flyleaf.
there is a lonely place.
Flyleaf?
Right, Josh?
That's right.
You remember that one?
All of them. We used to sit around and play Sega Genesis and listen to Stryper albums and Ozzy albums.
Before the end of the stupid news, Josh is going to play you a little bit of Stryper, a song called Calling on You.
It's beautiful. We got to warn you, it's beautiful.
Okay, real quick. I'll wrap up these Onion headlines. I mean, I don't know if it's their anniversary or what, but everyone's talking about the Onion on social media. And hell, anytime's a good time to roll through some of these great headlines. Earthquake kills 54 rescue workers' weekend plans.
Nice.
Jesus surprises, speaking of Christian rock, Jesus surprises 700 Club with walk-on appearance. Parents finally cave and buy 33-year-old son PlayStation 1. And finally, roadkill squirrel remembered for being frantic and indecisive.
Have you guys ever been like just surfing the channels on the radio and you stop because you're like, oh, this sounds like it could be a good song. And then you're sitting there and like 30 seconds in, it's like, and Jesus loves me. You're like, oh, all right.
Yeah, I absolutely have.
I'm on the God music channel.
I have not had that experience. Stryper, my goodness. They had some great sounding stuff. I got to tell my Stryper concert story again, where this was, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago maybe. And their drummer, Stephen Sweet, brother of lead singer Michael Sweet. I got the right name on the drummer, right? It's Steve.
Yeah, Stephen Sweet.
Yeah. Very dramatic drummer in all different ways. Very dramatic arm movements and just, he's whipping his head around. He's one of those drummers where he makes it look like I am the busiest sumbitch in town right now. There's nobody that works harder than me. Now, he sounds great and he's a great performer. At the end of the Stryper show I saw 15, 20 years ago, at the end of the show, he collapsed on his stool. Just, when the show was over. He's leaning all the way. Oh, God. There's nothing more that I could give to you right now. And the road crew came and wrapped him in blankets like an old James Brown concert and they wrapped him in a big robe and blankets and they carried him out like he was a wounded soldier under command. And he needed all of the strength of the bouncer, what do you call, I just said it, road crew to drag him off of the, and then we even went out onto the street after the show was over. We're walking to our cars, and he's being dragged to the bus.
Oh my
I
gosh.
can't take another step. I'm Stephen Sweet, and I've drained myself.
Robert Sweet, sorry.
Robert, whatever.
Stephen's
the drummer from Warrant.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just one of the silliest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
A little theatrical.
Oh, Robert, that's right. Stephen's from Warrant. Okay, today's Stupid News Report. We'll begin with what you might call a follow-up. An update is another way to put it. We rapped about this moron once before, and now I'm prepared to let you in on the latest developments. A story out of a town called Hadley, Massachusetts, don't you know? Maybe some of you remember this lady. She's a professional beekeeper. Which I find very interesting.
Isn't there a fancy name for that I can't think of right now?
No.
For the beekeeper themselves?
If there is.
Oh, yeah, I think you're...
If there is, I've never heard it before.
Ash something airy.
Don't worry about it.
We'll just stick with beekeeper.
Yeah.
Aperist? Yeah, there's something there. I used to know how to say it, too.
These things happen. This professional beekeeper lady, she used bees and beehives to attack the cops over there in Massachusetts. And the update is that the beekeeper lady, she hasn't straightened her life out just yet. She was arrested again, this time all the way down in godforsaken Tennessee. She was arrested in Tennessee because she never showed up to court to face the music for that original bee attack in Massachusetts. Are you able to follow all that, piece it all together? Of
course.
Good. She was hiding out, and they found her. She goes by the name of Rebecca Woods, and she's 57 years old. So, the original incident, the one we covered already, up there in Massachusetts, the gal was raising hell over an eviction or something. It doesn't matter. She's walking around in her beekeeper outfit with a bucket of bees in her hand, and the cops showed up to haul her ass in. Next thing you know, she went over to her car where she kept some more beehives, and she unleashed the bees on the police. And by God, the bees whooped some ass once they were cut loose. This nut job lady, she knew what she was doing. She knew how to weaponize those bees. She intentionally pissed them off. She was rattling the hive around, getting them fired up, and then she turned them loose on the cops.
I want to be able to weaponize bugs. Bugs are birds.
That'd be cool to weaponize pretty much any animal. But yeah, bugs would be something.
Or didn't we talk about that once? Somebody who was able to weaponize crows.
Boy, I don't recall that.
That would freak me out if they did.
That's so cool. You can I think yes, we totally did because it turned into a way too long of a conversation, I believe, about how you could train crows to do bad things for you.
Well, I don't remember that original conversation, but I have read that crows are very smart, and they will become your friend if you build up enough trust between you and the crow. Have you heard these same stories?
Yes, yeah. I also heard they hold grudges.
Yes.
So if you bother them, they'll follow you around.
Yeah, they'll mess with you.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Good for them.
Okay, so the brother and sisterhood, I guess this makes sense. An apiary, where you keep the bees, an apiarist. That's what they call the beekeeper.
Oh.
Or Jason Statham, one of the two. And a few people have recommended we have Ashley, our artificial intelligence version of Ashley, try and pronounce it. So I've typed it in, and let's see if she can do it.
I believe you're thinking of an apiarist.
An apiarist.
Apiarist.
I say it weird.
Apiarist.
I'm still sticking with beekeeper. I am. I know when I've met my match, Cubby. So the bees, on orders from the beekeeper, teed off on the cops and even some innocent bystanders who were just hanging around. They got smoked. One of the cops got worked over enough to where he had to go off to the hospital. So anyways, this gal, Miss Woods, was supposed to go to court for attempting to kill all the cops in town with her bees, but she never showed up. This sounds fun, too. The crazy bee lady, if they can never get her into a courtroom, she plans to represent herself.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That is so fun.
The stupidest people do that.
What are you talking about? It always works.
We should talk to our criminal defense attorney, Ryan Pacyga, about that today. He's going to be here about 8:20 or so.
Oh, good idea. I'll write it down.
because that is so much fun watching those court videos, because usually they are so arrogant, so full of themselves. They think they're the smartest person in the room, and they get absolutely destroyed.
And they
riddled with delusion.
And they think it's going to be like what they see in movies and TV shows, and real life court is nothing like that.
It depends how serious the case is. I sat in, one of my wonderful family members was in court, and it was a really long trial, and it was very much like the movies. Like, despite it being, a very difficult time for my family, I was into it. It was so cool. The lawyer looked like Superman. Like, he had those Clark Kent glasses on, good looking man. I was all about it. There was drama.
Were hanging on every word.
Yes.
Boy, I don't know. I've seen some of those, like court TV or something for some of the bigger cases, and like the Murdaugh case, right? You watch some of when that was really big. I was watching some of it, and all the procedural stuff is so boring.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to recommend, or we're referencing this document, paragraph 4, subsection 2, and they go through all these rules. I thought it was kind of boring. You like that stuff, though, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was so into it.
Yes, we should ask Ryan Pacyga about folks who represent themselves in court, because I bet that always adds an element of fun for the professionals in the room.
This is a good point. We could talk to Ryan about this, too. This person texted and said lawyers don't even represent themselves.
Yeah, that should be a sign that you shouldn't be doing it either, then. Oh, I bet they got the plug, though. I bet they just know the best lawyers that are going to get them out of everything.
Maybe they get a discount.
That's sweet.
Do you remember the band Killer Bee?
Killer Bee? I remember the Killer Dwarfs.
I remember the Killer Dwarfs.
They had a couple of good songs. Killer Bee doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, they had like the Key Marcello. He was a guitar player in Europe for a while. Another guy out of Helix.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah, it was like early 90s to maybe mid 90s. So kind of out of...
Oh, I was...
Pretty much both of our wheelhouses.
Yeah, I no longer paid attention to music much in the 90s because it all sucked. Killer Dwarves, though, they had a cool song called Dirty Weapons.
The old 93X, didn't they play that one?
I have no idea. I believe all of the members of the Killer Dwarves had the last name Dwarf. I think you'll like this guy. Classic dick move. One of the all-timers. A dude in Maine, of all places. I'll try and make a long story short. Dude in Maine by the name of Kirk. He upped and bought some lakeshore property. Fancy, huh? Mm-hmm. Then he and a bro built some this and some that on that lakeshore property. I think they dug a path on the property and made a concrete path or something like that.
Beautiful.
It doesn't matter. But then the town turned on them. The town told them that their new path that they made violated the town's lakeshore ordinance, whatever that means, and the town fined them for what they had done because it violated the town's lakeshore ordinance. $20,000.
Whoa.
Now, remember, the dude's name is Kirk or Kyle. I can't remember what I said now.
Kirk.
Okay. That pissed Kirk off quite a bit, so he decided to pay the fine, $20,000, with loose change.
The poor person.
That has nothing to do with the situation?
Yup.
That has to count all that? I'm with you on that.
It turned into a big fight, of course, and Kirk and his bro said this, and the town said that. But Kirk finally said, F it. I'll pay your fine, but I'm going to pay you pricks $20,000 in pennies and damn nickels.
Do you guys ever think, when you go to the bank and you just dump all the change into that big bucket machine?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever think that they're probably skimming a little bit off the top?
Oh, yeah. I've had that thought.
I wonder how accurate those things are.
That's a good point. Yeah, you should test it sometime.
Good question.
They are pretty darn accurate. I used to work at a couple banks. They seemed legit, but now the bank that I go to, they don't do that whole thing. You have to put, if you have a bunch of quarters, you have to put them in the the little roll of quarters yourself.
Oh, they don't have the machine?
No. I was like, why? This is so stupid. So then I just go to a different bank and then give them like what is it? They usually take like $1.25 from you.
I still really enjoy going into the bank with that big beer pitcher filled with change and listening to it rattle around the machine for a while, and then they hand me whatever the hell the...
It is kind of fun, like trying to... I mean, I don't have change anymore, really, so I don't have to do it, but it's kind of fun trying to guess how much is in there, and then, you're usually pretty disappointed by the end of it.
Yeah.
Boy, we used to rob my dad blind back in the day, my brother and I.
Yep.
Because he had his massive bowl of loose change. Being an over-the-road truck driver, he'd come home from driving for 3-4 days. He'd have a good $6-7 worth of change in his pocket after buying lunch and speed and prostitutes and things like that. He always had a lot of change.
Prostitute who gives change.
And yes, well, he would go to Canada.
Okay.
They were different. And so then... being a nice dad, my brother and I, 12, 13 years old, he'd say, if you boys need some walking around money, you can take my change jar up to the bank. And we would. And he wouldn't pay attention. There'd be $450, $500 in there.
Oh, my gosh. We only ever got like 50 or something. My parents would do the same thing.
But then we would go to the bank, and it'd be $400 or more. And my dad would say, how much was in there? Oh, $118.
Oh, no.
$118.42.
Yeah.
Try to be really accurate.
Well, you boys go ahead and split that. Meanwhile, we each had $309 in our pocket.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he had no idea.
Warehouse She Jesus said she always counts beforehand now. Always double checks.
Yeah, I'm too lazy. You can take $5 off the top if you want to.
So again, this guy Kirk in Maine, he gets fined $20,000 by the town he's living in for some kind of a lakeshore issue he had with the town. $20,000. He agreed to pay it, but he's going to pay it in loose change. So he recently dropped off the entire payment. It weighed over 12,000 pounds. And he dropped it off at the town's main office or whatever. The folks who run the town are more or less calling Kirk a childish douche for this. And this deal ain't over. There's talk of lawsuits and this and that. I was going to do that once. When I was a young kid. I think it was a speeding ticket, and it pissed me off. I don't remember the details of how I thought I was wronged, but, the damage was $105 or something like that, and I planned on paying it in loose change. And so, but a friend of mine came over while I had this huge stack of change on my counter, and I was counting it out. And I was going to turn this into the city of Wayzata as payment for my speeding ticket. But a friend of mine talked me out of it by saying, if you do that, you're going to have a target on your friggin' back wherever you go in Wayzata. They're going to be pissed off. They're going to remember your name. And it all made sense to me, so I said, yeah, you're right. And I didn't have the balls to go through with it, Cubby.
Glad you didn't do it. Because, the wrong person's going to get stuck with that.
Yep.
That, too. Yeah, I didn't even consider that, but you're right.
And, that would be pretty funny, though. So this guy goes through all the inconvenience, this Kirk gentleman, of having to get that and bring that over there. At some point you think he might go, I don't know if this is worth it. But how awesome would it be if he's 4 cents short and they send him a bill? hey, I'm really sorry about this, but yeah, you were 4 cents short.
And he's got to come right back over. Oh, God.
Scumboard.
And as you know, we take pennies around here.
That is crazy stuff, what people got going these days. Crazy. All right, get ready to puke.
Oh, okay.
For multiple reasons.
I'd imagine, especially if you're a new guy.
Oh, damn. A couple got married in... I'll get there. A couple got married in Las Vegas, and they went with a mayonnaise-themed wedding.
Oh. Yeah, I love mayo, and this even grossed me out.
I used to. I don't know what changed. Like something in high school, like towards the end of high school, I just decided I didn't like it anymore.
Oh.
Most of my sandwich at Subway was mayo.
Yeah, I absolutely love it.
To the point where it's like
put it on
squirting out the
everything.
sides?
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I had lunch with Josh, there was all kinds of different colored fluids spraying out the side of the sandwich. And I said to myself in that moment, I said, I don't know if I can work with this guy.
Didn't you go home and tell your significant other at the time something about how he's a sloppy eater or something like that?
Yeah. I said, I don't know about this guy.
Well, I'm not a sloppy eater, but I would make a sloppy sandwich.
Sloppy sandwich.
It was horrible.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. I don't know what changed.
It was horrible to watch. This couple got married. The folks at Hellman's Mayonnaise officiated the wedding. They won a contest or something, this couple. So Hellman's Mayonnaise threw them a party, officiated their wedding in Las Vegas. The Hellman's Mayonnaise mascot was even there.
He's cute.
A character by the name of Manny Mayo.
He's got his little suit coat on.
I didn't see. Is he cute?
Yeah, he's got a little boutonniere, too.
Nick Phillips and Heather Shoring were the winners of a Hellman's wedding contest package. Oh, they got the full reception with food, a professional photographer, $5,000 to cover for travel expenses. They described themselves as condiment sommeliers.
What
I don't know.
Sommelier?
Yeah, there you go, sommelier.
They say their wedding was, oh no. Did you see this quote, Josh?
I did.
Do you think I can get through it?
Yes, I've actually been looking forward to this.
The couple said that their mayonnaise-themed...
Hold on, let me get my camera out. I just want to take a picture of this moment.
Better make it video. The couple say that their mayonnaise-themed wedding was very on brand for them.
I've never liked that either. Maybe just because the people in this building that have used that to describe themselves, their brand, trying to improve their brand.
I remember the day that a kid that was working here in the building quit. And he used that saying. He said something along the lines of, he doesn't want to be here. He wants to go work for a company that better appreciates his brand. And I could not wait for him to walk out the door.
Yep.
And I think now I think he's dead.
His brand didn't take off quite like he had hoped.
No.
Yeah, this place wasn't pushing his brand enough.
Right. Anyway, so these people are gross. They're pretty gross. Manny Mayo, though, Ashley is a fan.
Yep. Just adorable.
Now, you're going to have to get over this, Ashley, but it sounds like during the wedding ceremony, Manny Mayo, who is a mascot, he spoke.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't like that at all.
Oh, it's like when I threw the first pitch out for the Minnesota Twins, which was great. Loved being able to do that. But TC talked to me, and my heart just shattered.
But don't you appreciate that he would do that for you, but not for hundreds of thousands of other people?
There was a little bit of that included, but
he was letting you in on his life.
And he was being very sweet.
He loves you. TC Bear.
I love him so much more.
It didn't break my heart like it did yours, actually. It just scared the crap out of me. I understand there's a human in there, but I wasn't expecting him to speak.
You ruined it. We thought it was just for Allie.
So when Mary...
Ashley. Sorry, Ashley. I do it to you all the time.
It's all right, because you do it to her, too.
I do it to her as well.
When marrying this couple, Manny Mayo, the mascot, spoke, and he said this. And there was a crowd there and everything, and the crowd thought this was so cute when Manny Mayo said, like chicken tender dip and chicken fingers, marriage is a beautiful union of two special flavors that just work together. Oh, shut up.
That is cute. I'm such a condiment whore. I want all of the condiments.
Yeah, I used to be.
High maintenance.
I like going and getting, some like fast food chicken nuggets, and sometimes if I'm feeling brave, I'll get one of each condiment. It's so fun.
I mean, I like extra sauce on pizza. Does that count?
I think that counts.
That's about as far as I go now.
I had sex with TC Bear that night. Did you, Dana?
Hey, I actually slept with TC Bear.
How dare she?
Can you crank that up over there if it's not all right?
All right, real quick before we go. because it sticks with the theme. If you haven't yet sprayed your breakfast all over the dashboard of your work truck with all that mayonnaise talk, this might put you over the edge. I mean, if you have any taste at all, this should make you that new guy in the corner puking your guts out. Heinz, the ketchup people, and someone called Smoothie King have come up with a ketchup smoothie.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
That's a little far. It's kind of like I always call Bloody Marys, because I hate Bloody Marys. I always call them like just blended liquefied ketchup.
Yeah, I've never.
Well, that's got a catchy ring to it.
Blended liquefied ketchup?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I usually just call them liquid ketchup, and then people are like, well, isn't it already a liquid? And it makes me mad. So.
I was just waiting for the text, actually, when you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not I can't imagine drinking something like that, even out for the novelty.
No. A ketchup smoothie, if you're over the age of 3 years old and you willingly consume one of these, then you should immediately be placed into a mental health facility. It's a limited time ketchup smoothie, this, that, social media, tomatoes. This disgusting idea was apparently motivated by some dorky social media argument. The 8th graders and the fully grown social media morons have been arguing if tomatoes are a fruit, is ketchup a smoothie? I don't even care.
Shut up. Everybody calls it a vegetable, and you know it.
It's $6 in trade for a ketchup smoothie at select Smoothie King locations, which there are none of around here as far as I know, so that's a positive.
That seems like a pretty good deal. If you want that, I guess. $6.
$6 for something I'm going to put in a trash can? I don't know if that's a good deal.
I just meant for a smoothie in general. Those are pricey nowadays.
Are they really?
They're calling it a refreshing twist on a summer classic. Go F yourself.
I don't know about that. This person, I don't have a name here, but they're texting in on the idea of paying fines with change. His wife works at a courthouse where people pay fines. A guy brought in a huge fine, tried to pay in change. They made him stand there while they counted it. And while they were counting it, they got a hold of a judge, and the judge fined the guy again. He said, I can't remember the charge.
F that guy. F him. I got another text that says, wait a minute, who's a condom whore?
No, that's not what she
Condiment.
No, gross.
Ment.
Ew.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
As he swings and sends it high and deep to left field, Bellinger turns and that is gone. Bronx buck truck here in the 6th inning. 2 strikeouts, and now Byron connects on a solo home run. And the Twins are within 2.
You know, before I sat down to watch last night's ball game, I'll admit that I briefly forgot how painful it is to watch the Twins and Yankees. Just miserable. I mean, it was nice to see Byron Buxton back in the mix, but it's just been this way for decades. I was reminded pretty quickly just how awful it is. The final score in last night's game from New York City, Yankees 6, Twins 2. The familiar Twins-Yankees theme kicked in pretty much right away. The Twins could barely make contact with the Yankee starting pitcher, and New York repeatedly hit home runs in their sissy-ass wiffle ballpark. It's just been going on for so long. Don't get me completely wrong. I'm proud of what the Twins have done in the last week or so after the trade Nami. But I couldn't help but get sick to my stomach again while watching these two teams play. Last night was the 23rd win for the Yankees in the last 30 regular season games with the Twins. Don't even mention the playoff. Game 2 or 3 is tonight in the Bronx. The Twins are expected to do the bullpen thing tonight. They bring out this guy, the next guy, the next guy, the next guy. Cubby's in there. And then another guy, another guy.
I'd like to see you pitch a Yankee Stadium. That'd be kind of fun for you, Josh.
I have set a home run record as a pitcher.
Oh, yeah?
Before, yep.
When he was a kid, they called him Mr. Baseball.
As a pitcher.
Why did they call you Mr. Baseball?
Because of the stitches in my face.
Love you, Emo Phillips. Love you, Randy Shaver, Janelle Klein. And speaking of the Twins, Glen Perkins will be joining us in a half hour to rap more about every damn thing you can imagine. Josh, Mr. Baseball's news is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey friends, Dana here. And yeah, sure, we got plenty of summer left, but we all know what comes next when the weather shifts from crotch soup season to frozen shriveled peas season. That's why I love my pals at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. It's the perfect time to get them out and take a peek at both your AC and your furnace. Book your AC tune-up by August 21st and save $45 or save $90 when you bundle both. It's the early bird deal and it's the way to go for peace of mind on both ends. Go to standardheating.com and make sure to mention 93X when you book.
I'm Paula Pan. I help people make the smartest money decisions possible because let's face it, money's too important to wing it.
What you'll hear is a couple money geeks sitting and talking about this stuff that we're so passionate about.
You name it, anything that's on your mind. Retirement debt, student loans, saving for college.
It's a personal finance journey. It is a wide-ranging squirrel conversation about the topic of personal finance and good financial planning. Super fun.
Afford anything. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
In the 60s, I made love to many, many women, often outdoors, in the mud and the rain. And it's possible a man slipped in. Would be no way of knowing.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
93X. The night of the video, there was some bad decisions made on my part, and I take full responsibility and accountability for that.
That is the voice of a sex-obsessed doctor in Arkansas. He's lost his medical license finally. A whole year after security cameras caught him, oh, no big deal, strutting naked through his clinic in the middle of the workday and performing a lewd act in front of 3 female employees. And the conclusion was sticky.
Oh.
The 62-year-old first had his license suspended last year after the Arkansas State Medical Board learned about his habit of letting it all hang out in broad daylight, forcing staff to watch his revolting behavior. Surveillance footage showed him parading through the office completely nude, save for a baseball cap, I assume to preserve his modesty. He wandered.
Is he bald or something?
You know, he could be. Yeah, I don't know. He had that hat on.
All right.
He wandered into patient rooms, sauntered into the reception area, threw a couple of workplace wellness stretches in there, and then, for the grand finale, the jerk-off jerked off. Right in front of 3 women working there, even ejaculating thereupon a patient.
That appeared to show Dr. Tiffany in the office and walking around naked and at some point performing a sexual act.
What do you mean on a patient?
Thereupon a patient, yeah.
They were unconscious or?
No, just wrong place, wrong time. Right.
Get the hell out. So this guy's just a straight up sick maniac.
Oh, no.
Huh?
No. He explains.
He explains.
You've got it all wrong.
I'm excited to hear this.
I've spoken too soon.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows your ignorance right there. An anonymous tipster who blew the whistle on the doctor's antics said he used to use his position of power, sexual grooming, and salary increases to lure employees and patients into repulsive sexual acts.
He failed polygraphs, but wants you to believe that now that the board has been presented with these videos, that he's good to go, and this would never happen again.
Now, he's not some sort of sick sex pervert. There's nothing wrong with his behavior, he said. He's a naturist. And that's just a part of not shaming, sexualizing, or fearing, or negatively stigmatizing the naked body.
You're making a fool out of yourself, dude. Just take your medicine, okay?
But he did admit he was embarrassed by the video.
He jacked off on someone, and he's calling himself a naturist.
Yeah, it's natural.
The amount of money and time he's wasted to become a doctor just to end it with this. That's just stretching naked, too. I couldn't get. I know that the other stuff he did was worse. But there's nothing worse than stretching naked. Ew.
That's the part you can't get behind?
Yeah, it's just like, I don't want to see where everything bends and folds, especially because he's in his 60s.
You know, just finish on me. I don't want to look at that.
Yeah, hurry up.
So where does he set now? Where is he at? He's fired? He's banned?
Yeah, he's done. He can't be a doctor. And hopefully there's some criminal charges coming his way, so to speak.
Lord have mercy.
Christ have mercy. EasyJet has clipped the wings of one of its captains after he turned a luxury hotel stay into a full frontal free-for-all, complete with lots of cocktails and a conspicuous lack of clothing. The pilot, scheduled to be back in the cockpit just 36 hours later, was grounded after the airline received complaints about his behavior. He touched down at a luxury resort and spa on a sun-soaked West African isle last Monday, checked in, and immediately checked out of sobriety. Then he kept drinking and drinking, puking, then drinking some more before the pilot ejected his pants. At about 2:30 a.m. the next morning, hotel guests saw him strip off all his clothes and wander into a reception. Then he moved into the gym and spa. The pilot didn't have a stitch on and reeked of alcohol, an airline source said. Anyone who saw the pilot cavorting naked in the early hours on the day before the flight wouldn't dream of getting on a plane with him at the controls of a toy plane, much less a real one, they said. As soon as EasyJet was made aware of the naked drunkard, the plastered pilot was immediately removed from duty.
You guys ever been so drunk that you got naked?
No.
And I'm not thinking like, at the end of the night. You have, really?
Well, my brother told me one time I got so drunk that I crawled into his bed naked when he and his girlfriend were in there. I don't remember that, and I still kind of think he's messing with me, but he claims that's what happened. And I told him I'm not somebody that gets naked by myself, much less around other people.
Yeah, why would you? I don't think so.
He says
he's lying, Josh.
He might be. And I'm going to tell my parents that he had a lady sleeping over at that point.
I don't think I ever put myself in that position, but over the weekend I told that story again about the gal. This is more of a sleepwalking and sleep-talking story than it is about booze. I was crashing one night, and in the next bedroom was a couple, and in the middle of the night, the gal, who was a notorious, I didn't know this at the time, but she is a notorious sleep talker and sleepwalker, walked into the room I was sleeping in. She was butt-ass naked, and she began speaking in tongues.
That is freaky.
And it was one of the most freaky damn experience. I just told the story over the weekend. Of course, at first, gal walks into my room naked, and I'm thinking, word? Unexpected visitor. I didn't know you felt this way about me. Those were my original thoughts. And then she started to speak in friggin' tongues. It was straight...
Not word.
No, straight out of a horror movie, dude.
From drunken turbulence in the tropics, we taxi straight into a far colder and creepier airport scandal. This one in Alaska. An Alaskan airport employee took keeping tabs on coworkers to a whole new altitude, placing GPS trackers in his female coworkers' cars so he could track them outside of work. 40-year-old Dustin Madden, an airport operations specialist at Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport, was arrested after multiple coworkers reported finding trackers in their vehicles parked at work.
We want people just to be very aware of their surroundings. If they do see a tracker on the bottom of their vehicle, we do want them to not to touch it, to report that to law enforcement, so law enforcement can come and take that evidence into custody and follow up from there.
Madden first landed the job in September 2020 and apparently crash landed straight into trouble soon after, with one documented case in 2022, another in 2024, and a double departure from decency just this past July. Authorities suspect there are likely more victims, that is a phlegm attack, who haven't come forward.
More victims that haven't come forward, huh?
A Florida charter school teacher is now facing a child abuse charge after letting her footwear fly and clocking the wrong kid in the noggin.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
According to police, the 61-year-old educator tried to deal with a misbehaving student by sending her sandal sailing, but instead of striking the intended target, she unintentionally tagged an innocent bystander right in the forehead. One student claimed the teacher was just trying to get someone's attention when she beamed the blameless victim. Another witness told police she saw the teacher throw the shoe hard with one hand over her head, hitting the victim in the ear. Another witness confirmed the shoe was thrown overhand and struck the victim in the face, while the victim herself told police the footwear flew into her forehead. She said there was no marks or bruises from the incident, and the teacher apologized and even rubbed her forehead afterwards.
Shoe is coming off, and f***ing shoe comes off. That ain't Bob Schnucker's fault.
Jeez Louise.
Despite her in-the-moment mea culpa, the Birkenstock-flinging educator seemed to flip-flop on camera, acting like the whole thing was just a load of Crocs.
Anything that you want to say? We understand that you've been terminated after 30 years working as a teacher.
No comment.
She doesn't have. Do you want to say sorry to the student?
I don't have to say sorry to something that I didn't do.
I figured she was a little bit older.
What did she say?
She, at this point, she says, I don't need to apologize for something I didn't do.
Is that going to cut it for Jerry Burns? Or, I didn't expect him to get involved in this.
Well, he's passionate about shoes.
He really is.
And when they stay on and when they come off. After 3 decades in the classroom, she was fired by the charter school and booked into jail last Wednesday on a charge of child abuse without great bodily harm.
That's a kind of a impactful charge for one thrown shoe.
You shouldn't probably throw things at people.
Right.
But, that happened in class all the time growing up. And I've mentioned before, we had a hockey coach who was also a science teacher. He could hit you in the head with an eraser with deadly accuracy, right between the eyes if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, that's kind of a stiff charge for one thrown shoe. When you see child abuse on somebody's record, you're going to make certain assumptions. Whatever.
Especially, the kid wasn't hurt, and she had a good sense of humor about it.
Better her than me.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The CEO of a Las Vegas AI startup says someone sent him a threatening note, which might have been mildly unnerving, but not nearly as nightmare-nourishing as the severed pig's head they gift-wrapped and shipped alongside it.
Came home, was notified of this package, opened it up, and sure enough, it was a pig's head.
30-year-old Blake Owens runs an AI-powered platform which connects people looking for money for commercial real estate projects with those willing to invest. In June, the company launched an AI tool named Marcus, and that's when things got weird. Owens said Marcus isn't just software. He calls it an all-knowing deal maker, but apparently not everyone was impressed. Owens said he came home one day to find a bloody pig's head wrapped in paper, stuffed inside a box on his doorstep. Alongside it, a note. Someone was more than unhappy. His company challenged the traditional way real estate works in the city. It read, Clark Kent knockoff. A simple Google search goes a long way these days, especially in Vegas. Saw your Marcus video. What a joke. AI is not going to replace brokers. Real estate wasn't built by developers or investors. It was built by brokers, the note read. The writer signed only as M and left one warning. Enjoy your moment. Don't get greedy because pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. Owen said it didn't scare him too much. He said he felt more like theater than a genuine threat. Still, he gets that some people in the real estate industry might see AI as a danger to their livelihoods, which explains the pig head.
Wow, real estate is scarier than I thought it was.
I didn't know it was this cutthroat.
No.
I'm happy to speak with them, but maybe without Godfather references, Owen snorted, adding, I want to help people embrace change. Police are still trying to figure out who M is.
Well, F me running.
St. Anthony police are looking for a man who decided to mix a little aisle justice with a weekly grocery run. According to witnesses, the man confronted 2 people he believed were about to shoplift from Cub Foods. He pointed a gun at one of them and then dished out a price check on justice.
Jeez, dude.
At 11:37 p.m. Sunday, the man accused 2 people of shoplifting, pointing a firearm at one of them and then punctuated his disapproval with a single shot into the ceiling. Officers searched the area around Cub Foods with help from canines from Roseville and the Ramsey County County Sheriff's Office, but the Cub Crusader couldn't be found. Police ask anyone with information to contact St. Anthony Police.
What the hell got into this guy?
He does not like shoplifting.
Is he sure he had the right people?
Don't know.
What the hell?
They actually didn't say if they were really attempting to shoplift, but
dude, we got it covered. The store workers got it covered. They watch people. They're good.
We don't like people to reach into the bulk candy dispenser and grab a jelly bean. But let's not shoot at them.
Christ.
Tonight on FX and Hulu, the first 2 episodes of a TV spinoff of the Alien movies called Alien Earth from Fargo creator Noah Hawley and Alien director Ridley Scott. Set in the year 2120, Alien Earth drops us into a dystopia ruled by mega corporations where human synthetic hybrids battle the relentless xenomorph menace. The season runs 8 episodes with new chapters released weekly through September 23rd. Casey Affleck is 50 today.
Casey Affleck?
Yeah, not a lot of celebrities on the list.
Well,
I enjoy him. He's fine.
No, I've got no problem with him. Matter of fact, I thought he did a great job in one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies, which is called The Story of Jesse James and the guy who shot him dead in the streets all those years ago.
The chicken who shot that guy in the back. The assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Redford.
I really like that.
Ford.
I really like that one. I thought he did all right in that one.
Yeah,
That's as far as I can go in a conversation about Kate. I wouldn't know Dick Tracy about him other than that movie. But how old is he now?
50.
50? Good for you, dude.
Looks great for 50, too.
Congratulations to Freshly Squeezed Jesus, who started a new job last night, and got a text from a 715er who wanted a shout out to all the people running late to work this morning and don't care. That's 93X News.
And now a Minnesota Twins update. We're talking Twins with former All-Star closer, Glen Perkins.
Glen Perkins.
On 93X.
Play ball.
Pitch from Perkins, hit high in the air, deep center field. Back goes Hicks. This one is gone. A home run, and it's a tie ball game. He's done it. 3 for the crowd here in Minnesota. Didn't waste any time. Jumped on Perkins' first pitch, and this game is tied at 5.
That's a cold-blooded move right there.
Wow.
That is a cold, but we'll explain in a minute. But by God, let me take a minute to introduce our pals so everyone knows who they're dealing with. Coming in live from assisted living. Surrounded by empty pudding cups, it's Randy Shaver. Hello, Randy.
I wish they would clean up.
Well, if you don't go through 6-8 of them a night.
They are good.
They could catch up with the mess that you made. Television star and possible future godmother any day now. Janelle Klein is here.
Oh, he would be such a good godmother.
Wouldn't she make a great godmother?
The best.
Yeah, probably.
The presents and the constant phone calls. Is everything okay? Can I do anything for
I don't think I got a chance to show you guys the gift that she got me for little dude coming here. She got me, somehow found these 2 books where his name is included in the title.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought that was the cutest thing ever. My mom thought it was so adorable. She can't stop talking about it.
Cuter than the Jurassic Park book I got your kid?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Cutest thing. I haven't heard anything that adorable in a... And by damn, I'm not sure where he's calling in from, but we're always happy to talk some Twins baseball with Glen Perkins. Hello, Glenn.
Good morning. I am not in the Bronx with the team. I'm home.
Okay.
And I know that I've transitioned completely now from being a player to a broadcaster because I didn't listen to anything about the home run that A-Rod hit. I was listening to the call to hear about, I wanted to know the quality of the call, but I was trying to figure out who that was.
Do we know who made that call?
No, I'm not sure who that was.
Their longtime radio guy was John Sterling, but that certainly wasn't him.
It was from a TV broadcast. I'm just not sure which one. Obviously, it wasn't a Twins broadcast.
Kay.
No, it wasn't Michael Kay.
That wasn't Michael Kay, so I don't know who that call was. And that's what I was listening to now. That's how I know that I'm a broadcaster and no longer a player.
Yeah, you're dialed into the industry now. Nerd. You want to know.
Yeah.
Dana, was that your idea to turn the screws on Glenn and play audio of an A-Rod home run off of Glenn from back in his days with the Twins? Was that your idea?
We had talked about it last week, that game where A-Rod hit 3 home runs, including the one we played the audio clip from. And we were short on audio, and I figured since we were playing the Yankees, we had talked about it last week. So I typed in A-Rod home run against the Twins. That didn't narrow it down much. I needed to get a little bit more specific to find the one that Glenn gave up.
But we talked about Alex Rodriguez last week with Glen Perkins, and Glenn did not have a favorable reaction when we brought up Alex Rodriguez. How could your bro Dana turn on you like that, Glenn?
That's all part of it. That's good locker room stuff. He texted me yesterday and asked if it was okay. I was like, yeah, man, we'll have some fun with it. That's I'm not ashamed that I gave up a home run.
It's just
that dude hit a lot of home runs. Man.
He did hit a lot of home runs. Well, yeah, you shouldn't be ashamed.
You're not the only one, Glenn.
He hit 3 of them in that game. So the wind was blowing out that night.
Yeah, and Aaron Hicks should have caught that ball.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He could have climbed up the wall, up the berm, up the batter's eye halfway.
Had the jetpack from the movie Rocketeer.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, good to have you on the line again, Glen Perkins. Last night, another typical Twins-Yankees game. And, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought Zebby threw the ball well outside of that.
Yeah.
That's a tough place to go pitch. 3 solo home runs. I know that the Yankees aren't the Yankees even of last year, and certainly not of a long time, a long ways ago, a long ways back. But he threw the ball well for a young guy to go into Yankee Stadium and give up 3 solo home runs, but he punched out 9.
He threw almost.
But yeah, I mean, it's the Twins against the Yankees, and
I mentioned
there's
earlier,
a lot of history there.
I mentioned earlier that before I sat down to watch the game, I briefly forgot how miserable an experience it is to watch the Twins and the Yankees. But I was reminded pretty quickly.
The dichotomy between when I played and when I broadcast couldn't be further apart. I absolutely hated that place when I played because we had to go in there and try to figure out how to get those guys out, and it's very difficult. And I love it as a broadcaster. I wish I was on that trip because that city is so much fun. The stadium is awesome when you're not playing. I think I've been there 2 or 3 times as a broadcaster now, and I've enjoyed every time significantly more than when I played.
Yeah, just as a fan, I've had enough.
You've seen that movie before, right?
Yeah, how much more of this can we take? Mm-hmm. and it's not going to end until we beat them in a meaningful series. It will continue to grate at us until we beat them in a meaningful series.
Yeah, not just beat them in one game, but beat them in a series.
No. Yes, a dramatic playoff series. Then I think we can finally, at any rate, you're right, Zebby Matthews performed pretty well overall.
He did all right.
He's trying to keep these guys from hitting a baseball out of a wiffle ball park, for Christ's sake.
I mean, we've complained in the past that they're not giving them enough string to let him throw. Last night he threw almost 100 pitches. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean,
Glen Perkins, did I not read something recently where suddenly Rocco, for the remainder of the season, wants to give these guys a little bit of a longer leash?
Well, you can give them a longer leash when you're without your 5 best bullpen guys. Yeah. And the team for basically all of last year and this year as well was propped up by one of the best bullpens in the game. Mm-hmm. And so that masked a lot of other things that were going on, and it also allowed Rocco to not have to have these guys in the game long enough. There's a real penalty for just about every major league pitcher facing a major league lineup the 3rd time. And so basically what it was is if you weren't Joe Ryan, sometimes Bailey Ober, or Pablo Lopez, you weren't going to face the lineup a 3rd time. And even the best pitchers in the game, it's the 3rd time it's worse. It's just that they're so good the first 2 times that the 3rd time they're still pretty bad. Mm-hmm. And so those numbers are real, and they were able to use the bullpen, and all of those guys are better from pitches 0 to 15 than any of the Twin starters are from pitches 95 to 110 and the 3rd time through. So if the game was close, Rocco was going to lean into that bullpen, and now he doesn't have that. So these guys, it's an opportunity for him to go out there and prove that they're on the level of Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez.
Last night was the 23rd win for the Yankees in the last 30 regular season games against the Twins. It was nice to see Buck in the mix again. They'll play again tonight. And speaking of the bullpen, the Twins are expected to do the bullpen gimmick tonight where they bounce around and try a few fellers out. Last week we had so much fun talking with Glenn last week about Alex Rodriguez. And we got a lot of text messages from listeners saying how much they enjoyed it. One text message even told me that Janelle Klein's ex-boyfriend, Jose Canseco, is also not a big fan of Alex Rodriguez. Did Jose make that clear to you at all, Janelle, when the two of you were dating?
He kind of has a long list.
Does he?
But he likes you, Glenn.
Oh, he likes Glenn.
Oh, sweet.
Who wouldn't?
Glen Perkins, did you see what happened to Mariano Rivera at the Old Timers game?
I did.
You were just...
Let that be a lesson.
Yeah, you were just saying the other day how you wanted another alumni game. Do you still feel that way?
we were on air. We had, over the weekend, on Friday and Saturday, we had a three-man booth. Me and Justin were in the booth with Corey for the first two games.
Okay.
And we were talking about that. Corey brought it up. I thought it happened, like, as they were playing, or he was running around the bases. And then I saw the video of it. He was just in the outfield and went to go catch a ball and collapsed, crumpled down to the ground.
So, if folks don't know the story, all-time great Yankees closer, we did talk about it yesterday, all-time great Yankees closer Mariano Rivera blew his Achilles across the ballpark at their old-timers game. And Glenn, did that send a chill up your spine a little bit?
That's a pickleball injury.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I would still play an alumni game in a heartbeat. And then we started talking about what Herbeck did to the field at the only Twins alumni game at Target Field. And Corey wasn't a part of the organization at that point, and he had said, did Herbie get hurt when that happened? And Marty said no, but the field did.
Yeah. Herbeck's knee dug about a 2-foot grave into the field there.
I was umpiring first base when that happened.
Yeah.
And
you were?
I was, and I took the pleasure of replacing the sod that he had dug up. Yeah, I actually helped him up. It was quite the play.
And then Ron Washington, we talked about that too. Yet we reminisced about the only official old-timers game in Target Field history. We reminisced about it yesterday, and we would love to see that again, Glenn. So you've got a lot of pull, for God's sake. Fire one of those ball games up.
There's a lot of guys that played their careers at Target Field that I think Twins fans would want to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it would be fun, and I of all the guys that I played with and through the Metrodome years and the Target Field years, I think they could get a big chunk of them back. Like, I think it's something that could happen. But that's not my department. So
no, but you could put a word in, and you're right. I mean, and a lot of you guys are still young enough to put on a good show. Kadire, Torrey Hunter, Morneau, Mauer, Dozier. Who am I missing? I'm missing a lot of guys.
I would love that.
Yeah, there's plenty of guys that would be happy to come back. I mean, I know we've done. Seems the last couple of years we've had something every summer for Joe, whether it was the Twins Hall of Fame, his number retirement, Baseball Hall of Fame, the statue, and everybody, all of those guys love coming back for that stuff. So they would certainly come back and want to play. It would be fun, and I don't know, maybe I'll do a little poking around for you.
Who do you brush off the plate? Who do you go? Who do you go high and tight on in the alumni?
In the alumni.
Oh man, either Plouffe or Dozier. One of those two guys I would want to knock down, just so they would have to get dirty, because those guys they're both good-looking dudes. They've got the hair. I would want to make one of them guys get dirty.
Yeah, Plouffe would be a guy that folks would love to go out there and see for an afternoon again. All right, there you go. Maybe we'll get lucky one of these summers. The Milwaukee Brewers won last night. That makes it twice now this season that they've won 10 straight. Earlier this season, they won 11 in a row. They're going to get beat in the first round of the playoffs, aren't they?
The starting pitching is a question mark.
I just have a feeling when a team like this, that nondescript...
I keep seeing these things on social about how Bob Uecker is looking over this team and that this is the year, and I see a lot of that where people are saying it's the spirit of Bob Uecker this year and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm not going to argue with the ghost of Bob Uecker.
Yeah.
But And I'm not hoping that the Brewers fail. I just have this funny feeling that they're going to be this team that beats everybody upside down.
I agree, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Starting pitching is like Freddie Peralta, and then kind of question marks after that. So.
Well, and then Mizorowski, who's obviously really good, but he
hurt.
Is or was hurt. I know that he was on the IL. And also, as a rookie, the season gets really long, and not even just October, but into September. And then October after that. September gets long for the guys that haven't played in the major leagues for a while. It sneaks up on you. They're the model franchise for how mid-market needs to be. I mean, that they do that really well, which is why some of those guys are nondescript and unknown, because they've developed them really well.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a couple of things at play. And number one, I always think about Theo Epstein when he was with the Cubs. It was maybe even when he was with the Red Sox before that, would say he tried to build a team to get to the playoffs and then hope they got lucky. Because that's all it really is. Are you healthy? Do you have luck on your side? Are you going to hit with runners in scoring position? Things that you can't really control. And it's about getting there, and they're going to get there. But the other thing is that in the postseason, you score runs, larger percentage of your runs on home runs than during the regular season, and so typically it's the better offenses, the offenses that have guys that are going to hit home runs, and that's not how they're built. So they have a really good bullpen, which is the other way. I think over half the innings last year in the postseason were thrown by teams' bullpens.
Mm-hmm.
So they have that on their side, but it's just about getting there and hoping you get lucky. And I think when you can't go by every slugger, you've got to find different ways to do it, and they're about as good as you can get at building a roster.
And we certainly hope everyone's doing all right over there, because something else we covered yesterday, that city's pretty much underwater. Janelle Klein, why are you not in a scuba suit live from Milwaukee right now?
I was waiting for the phone to ring.
Were you?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Thank God they didn't call.
Thank God. Got a floaty around your waist and a...
Reporting live next to the Henry Winkler statue.
Right.
Yeah, they just got bombed over the weekend with a terrible storm.
I mean, it's everywhere, too, over there. I mean, I saw pictures of, like, high school football fields underwater.
The state fair.
City parks, state fair.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
State fair videos are hilarious. It's probably not funny to be a part of it. But.
The tilt-a-whirl just floating down and floating away.
I can't tell you how many times when I was on my way to the state fair that I wish there would be a 100-year storm that St. Paul.
Randy's in his backyard doing a rain dance before getting
watching the corn dog stand float by.
There's been a couple keepers, but they're on that. They're really good about getting that water out of there pretty fast.
Oh yeah, last year our booth flooded. Remember that? We had T-shirts everywhere.
No, I do not.
Oh, was that last year?
It was last year or the year before.
With there was this wind was real bad and everything, and it blew stuff everywhere.
Yeah, I got home from the show and I got the news on in the background. I'm like, huh, that's our booth.
That is the best time to go to the state fair, when it's rainy. No lines.
Well, yeah, that's certainly true when the weather is a little... Someone still owes me about $1 million for those T-shirts from last year. Randy...
I think it was 1.25, if I remember the exact.
Randy Shaver has never liked the state fair. What about you, Glen Perkins?
What's the politically correct answer?
Oh, no.
There was a long time. There was a long stretch where I did not go to the fair, and I was completely okay with it.
Did they ever make you go out as a player? Because I remember one time at the last station I worked at, we were right next to the Twins booth, and I remember like Dozier being out there one day and stuff.
Never did that.
Is it just the crowd, or what is it you don't like, Glenn?
All of it.
All of it.
The crowd. It's always hot.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not my thing.
Okay. The state fair is where we landed one of our former Twins pitchers that we talk to regularly on the show, Joe Nathan.
By the way, speaking of former Twins, someone texted in and said it's Lou Ford's birthday. But Josh
he's
is
49
right.
today.
It's Lou Ford's birthday today, Glenn. He's 49. Josh
is he still playing? Coaching, managing?
He's the manager of the Long Island Ducks.
Oh, yeah, he's still there.
Is he still doing that?
That's what it looks like.
I remember reading that about him a long time. He's still the manager of the Long Island. God bless Lou Ford. But Josh is telling a true story. For quite a few years, one of our regular guests here on the show was Joe Nathan. And we had a great time with Joe. And the way we landed him to become a member of this program was really a fun thing. Josh and I were wandering around the fair together, looking for Glen Perkins. Never found him out there. And we stumbled. Glenn, even when you were a high school kid, you didn't go hang out at the Midway to pick up some West Metro action or anything like that?
I went after, it would have been right before I went to college.
Okay.
We went with our incoming class of Gopher baseball players.
Oh, yeah?
We all got together and went to the fair. I mean, I've been there. I've probably been to the fair. It's been 24 years since I turned 18. I've probably been to the fair in 8 to 12 of those years.
Okay. So we had been calling the Twins up and down to try to get a hold of Joe Nathan. And the Twins kept telling us, oh, yeah, he's interested in being on your program, but the sumbitch would never call us back. And so, a few weeks go by. Next thing you know, it's the fair. Josh and I are wandering around, and at the little Twins hut or whatever at the fair, Joe Nathan is hanging out and talking to little kids. There's 150 5-year-olds mobbing him, and I think they had a live microphone. And they're passing the microphone off to little kids to ask Joe a question.
What's your favorite color?
Right.
Pretty much.
Little kids.
Do you like baseball?
Yeah, right.
Silly questions like that.
Have you seen my baseball? All kinds of questions for Joe Nathan. And Josh sneaks into the line with these 5-year-olds and swipes the mic and says, hi, Joe. Josh here. I'm 31 years old or whatever. Why do you keep dodging the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show? Why won't you return our phone calls? And it got a big laugh out of Joe Nathan, and next thing you know, we were broskies, and he was appearing on the show regularly.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's pretty funny.
That's amazing.
He was great. Yeah,
I really thought he was going to take
a kick out of it.
I thought he was going to take a swing at you.
He got a kick out of it. I was very polite about it.
Of course.
That's not like publicly shaming somebody into coming on the radio.
That was.
We'll take them how we can get them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Did you and your girlfriends make road trips from Faribault, Janelle, to the fair so you could pick up some of that 612 action?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's where the cool boys are.
We'd hang around the Midway all night. As soon as the sun went down, that's what we'd do. We'd stand right at the entrance of the Midway and try to meet girls from other Glenn being
pick them off on the way in.
That's a dangerous place to be now.
Oh, now
it scares me.
Oh, my God.
No, just because they're all... The teenagers are scary.
Yeah,
I bet you feel the same way, Josh. I try to stay away from that area.
Well, they're all just staring into their cell phones. They don't even communicate with each other. It's just the glow of their cell phones illuminate their faces. It's like a haunted house or something. But Glenn, being from Stillwater, I can imagine he'd go there, meet a hot lady. Where are you from? Minnetonka. He's like, it's an hour and a half away. I'm not interested. I'm not going all the way to Minnetonka.
No, the year that we went as all of us Gopher teammates, one of the guys that I came in with was Joe Mauer's best friend from high school. And so Joe, it was right after the minor league season ended, and Joe was with us. And the main thing I remember is somebody recognized him, and then there was a swarm around him, and we kind of just hung out and waited for Joe to sign every autograph for every person in the Midway, and then we went on our way.
I can imagine he was a popular character.
Yeah, I remember he got swarmed, and we were all like, "Wow, this is crazy." And we broke a bunch of plates. We had a good time, but it was not something that kids from Stillwater did. We didn't go there.
Yeah. You Stillwater kids are different.
Randy, remember when you used to get swarmed at the Care 11 barn?
By bees, you mean? I had something sugary.
Autograph hounds.
Yeah.
Well, I remember. Yeah, right, dude. My mom was always trying to get the news people. She always wanted their autograph or wanted to see them and watch them.
I think my sister and her daughter, what do you call that to me?
That's your niece.
My sister and my niece, I think, are going to be thrown out of the Channel 9 barn at one point or another because they
They get weird?
They love a couple of the characters over there, the on-air people. I think they're probably on a list right now. Their pictures are posted up at the channel.
I'd take an Ian Leonard autograph. That's the guy we were talking about that just kills it with the storms. He's just so good.
The weather guy.
Yeah.
He looks just like a friend of mine. Anyway, State Fair next week. All right, there you go, Glen Perkins. Tonight we'll check out the Yankees and the Twins again. And next week, since next week is State Fair week, you can give us your top 10 foods that you've never tried at the State Fair or something like that.
I think I might be able to get to like 5 or 6.
Yeah, you could go through some food over there.
I'll brainstorm for the next week.
You're the best, Glen Perkins.
All right, guys. You all have a good day. Talk to you next week.
Thank you, bro. Every Tuesday, we talk Twins baseball with Glenn. Thanks again to the folks from Xfinity for helping us out. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. All right. What else is going on around here? A couple more baseball things here. A couple got married on the White Sox ball field. Lifelong White Sox fans, Mark and Christy Iguarado, upped and got married in a 60-second ceremony during Saturday's White Sox game against the Cleveland Guardians.
Between innings?
Yes.
That is so cool.
That's the perfect wedding.
Yeah.
60 seconds.
In and out.
That's awesome.
Get a dog on the way out.
Despite them being White Sox fans, it seems pretty sweet.
I bet they're kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Unwashed.
A little bit. Yeah, unwashed is the right word. They called the bit Married in a Minute at the ballpark there Saturday. Then I thought, Randy, you'd really appreciate this. The nuptials were officiated by 1983 American League Rookie of the Year, Ron Kittle.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I love that.
In between innings, they got married. Now, this was all part of what they called Bill Veeck Night.
Oh, gosh.
A celebration of the former White Sox owner who was known for all the game day gimmicks, which then, if I'm not mistaken, his son brought to the St. Paul Saints.
That's right. Yeah, Bill Veeck's son is Mike Veeck, and Bill Veeck was in charge of the White Sox, and they had all those gimmicks, everything that I think, the smashing of the
Disco Demolition
and all that stuff. That was all Bill Veeck. He had all those. He'd bring in the little person to play baseball, and he would be. He would sign a contract for a day and play with the team. I mean, he did so many different things.
What a genius.
Mike Veeck still runs the Saints or not? I don't know these things.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
If Mike is still.
I mean, if he does, great, and we love him, and I just don't.
Yeah.
Now, some other things they pulled off at last Saturday's White Sox game, aside from marrying a couple on the field in between innings, there was a pregame petting zoo.
Fun.
A skydiver fell onto the field before the ball game, and there were free haircuts at the ballpark. Dana, you look like you get free haircuts. Free haircut. So back to Bill Veeck, like we were saying, the innovator of in-game gimmickry at baseball games. He invented, Josh, have you heard of this? He invented the exploding scoreboard in 1960.
That's awesome.
I think I want to be far away from that in 1960. The first time they hit...
Yes, definitely.
The first time they hit the big red button on the exploding scoreboard, I think I want to be in a different section. And Randy Shaver, this was all Bill Veeck's idea. August 8th, 1976. You were cruising towards the end of high school, weren't you?
No, I was beginning the fall of my senior year. Yes.
So you were cruising towards the end of high school?
Well, I was a year away, but yeah.
No. I was only starting my senior year, he said.
The last year of high school.
Have some more pudding over there, Randy.
Well, he was held back for 3 years.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were a super senior.
Josh.
I was trying to help you, Randy.
Be nice, Josh.
I was trying to help you, and it didn't go well.
On August 8th.
What's the point, Nick? What's the point?
Someone doesn't want to talk about the year they were a senior in high school.
I would be happy to talk about it.
Mike Veeck became the first big league owner to have his players, the White Sox, wear shorts in a professional game.
Yep.
So those images.
Worst decision baseball's ever made.
You see, it whenever anyone talks about bad uniforms and whatnot in professional sports, they always bring up when the White Sox wore navy blue shorts.
In fairness to Bill Veeck, however, that uniform look was being used by a number of fast-pitch softball teams across the country.
Okay. So stupid.
I know, but there were fast-pitch softball teams wearing that kind of similar uniform, and I think that's kind of where it came from.
It was the coolest thing ever when I can't remember what age you hit playing softball, but then you were able to wear pants, the baseball pants, and that was always so cool. Like, finally, no more raspberries absolutely everywhere on my legs.
That was one of the things I remember about the White Sox players wearing shorts, is they'd come off the field and they had no living skin between their nuts and their kneecaps.
Oh, and I imagine they didn't have sliding shorts.
Yeah, there weren't compression shorts in the days either.
These were like putting on a pair of khaki shorts. But here's where I'm going with this, is unless this is the liquor talking, everyone focuses on the shorts from that uniform. But what they miss every time is they also wore collared shirts.
That's
correct. Oh, I remember, you had me look this up one time. It looked ridiculous.
Now, I get why you always focus on the shorts, but I think the collared shirts deserve just as much grief. I'm not going to a wedding. Why am I wearing a collared shirt?
It's so big.
Yes, it's very 70s. It looks John Travolta Saturday Night Fever.
Just comical. Their legs do look good in the shorts.
You like that, eh?
It's kind of like when everyone talks about the Miracle on Ice. Everyone wants to swing from what's the old guy's name with the bad hair and he still does sports?
Al Michaels?
Everyone wants to swing from Al Michaels' jock for Do You Believe in Miracles when the superior call was this impossible dream, comes true with the upper, what do they call that when you, the inflection, the higher, everyone wants to go, Do you believe in miracles? And they forget all about this impossible dream. Don't say it. You have to pause. Comes true.
5 seconds to the gold medal. 4 to the gold medal. This impossible dream comes true.
The superior call, in my opinion, since I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Give me the chills.
I was there. I mean,
and
you think you felt I was there.
You were well traveled as a young person.
The 22-year anniversary of Herb Brooks' death was this week.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think it was either late last week or this week.
I know it was in the summer.
Yeah.
I was who Jim Craig was looking for, Ashley. I don't know if you're aware of that. I was who Jim Craig was looking for. Oh, no. How many years now has it been since Herbie died?
22.
22 years.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be damned. You want to talk about a hell of an athlete here? I got someone for you. Matt.
Sure. Yeah, I'm ready. You talking about me?
Present.
or were you talking about Janelle?
By the way.
He doesn't even say anything, Randy. No, he knows.
I'm trying.
It's that bad.
Janelle, I know you had the potential to be a terrific athlete.
Her father thought that too.
But you did not have the motivation.
Well, or the talent.
No. You needed a better motivator. And the reason I didn't say anything is because at times, Josh knows this, I am absolutely overwhelmed with gas. Anyway.
That's true. If he's not saying something, it's gas-related.
Oh, God. Great athlete. Before I get to that, when we were talking about horrible sports fashion mistakes like the White Sox wearing shorts and the big collared shirts, I knew that a hockey fan would text in about Cooperalls, and they were a quick trend that came and went in the early 80s. Cooperalls, and if you don't know what they are, they were full pants that you wore on the ice. They were very, very trendy for a week or two. In all levels of hockey, there were a few NHL teams that wore Cooperalls for a season. Well, I was a squirt or a peewee, and there were teams in Wayzata that wore Cooperalls, and they were just the dumbest.
They look so ugly. It looks like you're wearing them just out there in like your pair of sweatpants.
Yeah, like I'll play pond hockey or something.
Yeah.
Stupid. But I knew a few hockey fans would text that in. Okay, this great athlete I was talking about, Matt Stutzman. I don't expect you to remember this, but he won the gold medal in the men's individual archery competition during the Paris Paralympic Summer Games of 20 and 24. A lot of folks called it one of the most amazing sports feats anyone had ever heard of or seen, and that's because this Matt Stutzman has no arms. He fires his bow, whatever they call it in the archery business, just using his feet and his chin, I believe, to...
Jeez. It's amazing.
This year, he was named the best archer in the world. Not just para-archer, but the best archer, period. He beat out He beat out a 5-time Olympic gold medalist to get that award.
Incredible.
Now, he's retired from, how do you call it again, archery. And he's competing in NHRA drag racing. He's driving a Pro Mod Camaro in NHRA events. Oh, they call it the West Central Division of the Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series. He's driving a Pro Mod Camaro, and his personal goal is to go over 200 miles an hour. That was his personal goal. He got it done last weekend at BIR.
Wow.
He went 214 damn miles per hour and got his first round win. Now his next goal is 300 miles per hour. Get her done. Get her done. I have not seen how he operates his motor vehicle. I've not seen
his feet.
Just his.
Yeah, he's shifting with his feet.
What's he steering with?
Let me see if I can see it again.
Wow, that's crazy.
The amount of dedication this man has.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the footwork, but how the hell does he?
It's like his foot.
So he uses one
or
foot.
Maybe it's his leg. It's kind of tough to tell in the video. But
I couldn't believe it when I read it.
Oh, no, it is his foot. Yeah, he's steering with his foot.
Okay, so one foot is curled up, handling the wheel. The other is using the gas and whatnot. Yeah. I'll be dipped.
Wow.
And the Nationals start this Thursday, don't they? Oh, my God. I think I have that correct. I think the Nationals start this Thursday up at Brainerd. By God, the experiences I've had up there.
I love these stories.
Yeah, normally we're off. You
I
take
retired.
off and go up there.
I retired.
Did they hang one of your cutoffs from like a tree or something in retirement? You know, like a jersey in the rafters?
I think I deserve that kind of.
I mean, there are statues going up across the country for famous athletes or whatever. I'm surprised they didn't create a statue.
It's a statue. It's not vertical. You're just laying down and beer cans scattered all around you.
Yep. 25 straight years I made that trek and loved every minute of it. It'll always be the biggest and best beer party you could ever ask for. I think I have it correct that this is the week. But I just, I'll admit it, I'm too old.
Yeah, I get it. Shoot. Even I'm getting too old for some of that stuff. Drinking for 3 days straight? No.
I'm glad you went out on your own terms, Nick.
Appreciate that. Mm-hmm. One of my fondest memories, maybe you had to be there, was when I woke up in front of our campsite. And this was back before it was, I mean, now it's nuts to, by God, woo butts. You got to squeeze yourself, unless you show up way ahead of time, you got to squeeze yourself into a camping spot. This is back when there was a lot of elbow room up there. And I woke up in our campsite, and I'm sleeping in a chair with my head cranked all the way back, you know. Great.
Comfy.
Yeah. I feel great is the first thing that I thought. It's just the crack of dawn, and I I sit up in the chair next to a now dead fire. I'm freezing. And no one else that I was camping with is present. And I don't remember what the hell we did the prior night. And the next thing I know, I hear a rustling in the woods. A rustling in the woods. And I think, I'm just conscious, just barely. What is that? Is there a bear coming to get me? What the hell? It's one of my buddies, Todd. And Todd is absolutely soaked. And I said, where'd you come from? He had slept in the woods.
Oh.
He was soaked from dew. And he says, great. Perfectly good tent sitting right there with a sleeping bag in it. I fell asleep in the woods.
See what you're missing, Janelle?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Couple hours later, Janelle, we're all just sitting like. Well, then eventually guys start walking from different directions. They had crashed. The rest of our campmates start walking down. Oh, there you are. There's Donnie. Donnie, where'd you sleep last night? I don't know. So finally, we're all gathered around the dead fire pit, and it's time to go up to the track to watch the races. Todd, who had just come out of the woods, soaked to the bone in dew. Nothing to eat, nothing, but it's time to go to the track. He opens up the cooler, grabs a bottle of Boone's Farm, drinks the entire thing, vomits, and says, let's go.
You talking about your friends showing up from all different directions reminds me when we were on one of our work trips to Jamaica, and we try and guess which hut you'd come out of to join the broadcast.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute, he wasn't sleeping in that one last night. He was way over there.
My dad said a true, well, he didn't say pimp or player. What was his word? Gigolo, bachelor, maybe bachelor was the word. Bachelor was the word. I don't know why I said gigolo. My dad would always say a true bachelor drives to work every morning from a different direction.
No, yeah.
Where am I?
Man.
I gotta go. Which way do I got to go to get to work?
And who are the three of you?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of driving, what is it with NFL players and their driving?
Yeah, they got to get a NFL Uber.
They suck at it.
I think they have that, don't they?
Yeah, but then they do have somebody, but they got to make this more prolific, I guess.
They need to have someone follow them around so that if they try to make that bad decision, they can be like, no, get in my car.
Well, the good news is this guy wasn't drunk, as far as I know. Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett got a speeding ticket the other night for going 160 at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
Maybe he was trying to beat the curfew.
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
I didn't even consider that.
3 years ago, this is... Okay, so you're effing around, you went 160, whatever. That's not my style, but, guys get boners and they don't know what to do with them, Don't they, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, you could come up with some stuff, but you're right. There's sometimes you're lost. What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I'll go real fast. Anyway, 3 years ago, this same guy, Myles Garrett, got a ticket for failure to control his motor vehicle. He was going 65 and a 45, and he got into a single-car crash. He went sailing off the road and flipped the car over. What, did you just start driving? And a local newspaper in Ohio says this is at least the 7th instance of Garrett speeding in their state. Why can't you just calm down? I don't get it.
Yeah, and Shedeur Sanders, he picked up 2 speeding tickets in a week or so?
Yeah.
As well?
How embarrassed would you be, Josh, if you were going 65 and a 45 and you just went off the road and rolled over 6-7 times? What am I doing?
I think the gist was he had a real powerful car and just couldn't control it. He accelerated too quickly.
Rookie. Philadelphia 76ers guard Tyrese Maxey. I've seen him interviewed a few times. He seems like a real nice kid. Philadelphia 76ers guard Tyrese Maxey went out there to social media to ask folks for help because he couldn't figure out how to run a can opener.
I need your help, man. I need to feed my dogs. And normally, Chef helps me use the can opener for my dogs. Tell me what I need to do. Somebody on here, show me how to work this thing. You don't know how to use a can? No, I don't. I just never need to learn how to use a can opener. I lived in the house with my mama, both my grandmothers. What was I using the can opener for?
Okay, well, can't argue that logic.
That's how you know you were babied way too much.
Here's what the story didn't tell me. Was it a manual?
Yeah, it was like the one you grew up with.
Okay.
Right?
Old time can opener.
Yep.
Yeah.
My gosh, I think I knew how to use a can opener by the time I was like 5 or 6.
Well, God, I lived off Chef Boyardee ravioli. How do you say it?
Ravioli?
Anyway?
Ravioli.
I could do a can opener upside down and backwards. Yeah.
It was pretty funny watching him. He's just totally baffled.
Isn't it kind of obvious?
Yeah,
you would think.
Like,
yeah.
Why would you need directions? It looks pretty. I don't know.
Well, this day and age, just Google it.
Yeah, that too, or YouTube it, or.
And most cans are pop tops now, anyway.
Yeah.
He went on Instagram to ask his followers for help on how to use an old school can opener, and as you heard him say, he needed that help. Because if he couldn't crack open the can of pumpkin that he had in his hand, then he couldn't feed his dogs.
Dude.
He usually has his chef help him, like you heard him there a minute ago. And it also, I read here that Tyrese Maxey needs someone to help him change the batteries in his smoke alarm, too. He can't figure that.
That is an annoying process. Especially you can't tell which one's beeping.
It's like they're ventriloquists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they come from. You have no idea which way they're coming from. My uncle once called me to ask how to microwave a hot dog. And I thought, boy, that one's pretty easy, but he had to call a lifeline on that.
I could use some help the first time I tried to open a bottle of wine.
That's a little bit more complicated, though.
They end up with a lot of cork in that wine, actually.
Yeah, there's a technique to that.
I've never done it in my life, so don't hand me that bottle of wine if we're ever...
Yeah, I tried once, and it was I muffed that pretty good.
Yeah.
My pal Wang had the same problem with a manual can opener many years ago, where he went into the kitchen. This is when we were all living together at St. Cloud State, and Wang went into the kitchen. We knew he was going in there to make dinner, and it was just dead silent in there for the longest time. So someone went in and checked in on Wang in the kitchen, and he had a can of Dinty Moore beef stew, and he had a manual can opener, and he was just staring at both of them.
What do I do?
And I think it was my brother who said, you don't know how to use that manual can opener, do you? And Wang said, no.
Just grab a knife and start stabbing.
Do you want some help with that? Yeah.
That had me with a flat tire once. I was with a girlfriend, and it was the first flat tire I ever had, and she goes, you know how to change a tire, right? I go, oh, yeah, of course. So I go in the back, I'm pulling out the spare. I'm kind of looking around and acting like I know what I mean. She goes, okay, just stop. You have no idea what you're doing, do you? I go, no. And she goes, I'll do it.
She knew how?
She knew how.
Hey, girl.
Humbling.
You let that happen?
Yeah, I didn't know how to do it.
Be a man!
I would have stabbed the spare and just pretend. I mean, I so know how to do this. I just can't because this one's flat, too.
Janelle, can you change a tire?
I think I could. I have done it.
Wouldn't, if you were Dana's girlfriend and right?
That's the joke right there.
Yeah.
That's the punchline.
If you were Dana's girlfriend, wouldn't you just let him suffer through it instead of doing it yourself?
I don't know. I think eventually I just want to get on the road again. I'd probably just do it.
Yeah, we had somewhere to be, I think, that night.
And you want to get there safely.
That too.
Yeah.
Like that scene from Vacation when Chevy Chase drives away from the, you're following the scene, how much you got. Anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
All four tires are just...
Left-handed specialist Jesus said his 14-year-old asked if she needed to preheat the toaster.
Oh, my gosh. No. What is happening?
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of cooking in the Bourne house, so both my brother and I are pretty challenged. Years ago, we were at his house, and he was going to make a pizza in the oven, frozen pizza, and he didn't have the first clue how to operate it. So we had to call his wife at the time, and he said, hey, I'm looking to make a frozen pizza. How do I turn on this cooking machine? The word, of course, is stove.
Mm-hmm. Are men going to be okay? Most of it's men.
I don't know if we're going to make it.
I don't know.
I don't know if we're going to make it.
My wife was wearing a romper yesterday, and I called it a pants dress. Apparently, they're not called pant dresses.
Well, how are you supposed to know?
Yeah, I know, but I got peppered pretty good for that.
I mean, that makes sense.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to bust my chops, too.
No, that's basically what it is.
Are rompers the clothing that is so impractical you have to get naked to urinate?
Yes. Yeah,
I don't understand that one.
So stupid.
That's silly.
I still wear them, but stupid.
That is what it is, Wait a minute. I always get naked when I urinate.
You do?
Yeah.
That's why no one wants to go to the bathroom here with you.
Yeah, it was my second day here. I walked into the bathroom. I'm like, whoa, that caught me off guard.
Nick had to tell me I'm not supposed to pull my pants and underwear all the way down at the urinal.
That is true. That was many years ago.
Nobody ever said anything.
I was like, hey, Butters. You're a grown man now.
T-shirt lifted up and tucked under the chin.
Yep.
You've got a beard. We got to go. Thanks, Randy Shaver.
You bet.
We'll be ducking back into the mix with more Janelle Klein here in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Hey friends, Dana here. And yeah, sure, we got plenty of summer left, but we all know what comes next when the weather shifts from crotch soup season to frozen shriveled peas season. That's why I love my pals at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. It's the perfect time to get them out and take a peek at both your AC and your furnace. Book your AC tune-up by August 21st and save $45 or save $90 when you bundle both. It's the early bird deal and it's the way to go for peace of mind on both ends. Go to standardheating.com and make sure to mention 93X when you book.
I'm Paula Pan. I help people make the smartest money decisions possible because let's face it, money's too important to wing it.
What you'll hear is a couple money geeks sitting and talking about this stuff that we're so passionate about.
You name it, anything that's on your mind. Retirement debt, student loans, saving for college.
It's a personal finance journey. It is a wide-ranging squirrel conversation about the topic of personal finance and good financial planning. Super fun.
Afford anything. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
And now, KARE 11's Janelle Klein, sponsored by Luther Bloomington Kia.
Yes, Janelle Klein is joining the Half-Assed Morning Show. Are you guys going to have to share a microphone? Because that's adorable.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we got
Sounds like it. All right, cool.
I was going to really enjoy the sight of the two of you standing hip to hip and sharing the same microphone in our broken down.
If you'd like.
Broken down radio studios. I hate myself because I forgot to give our listeners a heads up on our next guest. I should have said something a long time ago. He's an old pal of the program, criminal defense attorney Ryan Pacyga. If you have a question you think Ryan could help you out with, text us at the telephone number 651-989-9393. Maybe you are in some kind of a legal snafu right now. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm good. It's good to be here.
Nice to have you.
Good to have you back. Good to have you back.
We were talking about something earlier, how much we love it when people represent themselves in court. It's so fun to watch them think they're the smartest person in the room, the arrogance, the delusion. And I think Dana brought up that, or maybe it was a texter, that even lawyers don't represent themselves in court.
That's right. There's an old saying, if you're representing yourself, you have a fool for a client.
That's a perfect way to put it. So you agree that you just would never represent yourself. You'd never recommend somebody to do that.
Other than small claims court, I think that's fine, and half the time it's required. If you're representing yourself in small claims court, that's fine. But other than that, you're better off having a lawyer. And the reason is that people don't understand the rules of evidence, like how to actually get an exhibit admitted into evidence so it can be considered, right? What they can and can't object to, how to get people subpoenaed for testimony and all those things. They think they can just bring a letter and say, my friend said this, here's the letter, Judge, and that's not allowable.
It sounds very confusing to be able to figure out all that stuff.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a matter of intelligence, right? It's just a matter of training, right? Like any other job, right? If I went and tried to fix a transmission, I'd have no idea what to do. It's not that I'm not smart enough to do it, or maybe I'm not, but I wouldn't know what to do because I haven't been trained how to do that. You got to have training to do these things, too.
We had a story in the Stupid News where a lady who attacked her neighborhood police with angry bees. She cut loose angry bees on the cops. She's preparing to represent herself in court.
Yeah. Well, that'll go well. Yeah.
Those terrible doomsday murders, Lori Daybell. That story. Janelle, I'm sure you're very well aware.
A little bit, yeah.
Did you watch any of her talking about her representing herself?
No, she did represent herself.
She represented herself.
My God.
She got destroyed. Now, who disagrees is Miles, who said, last month, I represented myself twice. My county tried to deem my dog dangerous, and I won, you stupid bastards. Well, Miles the guy. Miles got it figured out.
If you need a lawyer, you call Miles.
Yeah, especially if it's an angry dog one or something like that.
There are
He's got experience. He's a winner.
Exceptions to every rule, I guess. Janelle, what was the documentary you were involved in again, that crazy court case in Indiana?
Yeah, it was the Delphi murders.
Were you aware of that one, Ryan? Did you follow that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you follow true crime? Ryan?
No.
No.
I'll tell you what, I never watch crime shows because I want to get away from anything I do for work when I'm watching TV and take my mind off of that stuff.
Makes perfect sense.
I don't watch any crime shows.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's probably better.
Thank you. She's consoling me.
Stay away, Ryan.
It's going to be okay, Ryan.
It would be funny if you somehow brought up something in court about, now, if you watched episode 7 of NCIS.
Then you know
There's
it's
some
true.
precedent here.
Right.
But aside from that, the Delphi murders, that's what it was called?
Yep.
You've been in was that a rarity, or have you been in a lot of courtrooms in your
I've
career?
done a lot of court stuff.
You
Yeah.
have?
Yeah. A lot of crimes. I mean, even just back to when I first started being a reporter, we would go to like city court, which is, a great way to learn, like sit in there and, okay, this guy was in a bar fight last night. And, like, how do they handle it and what happens and just the whole process of it. And then, now graduating to, a ton of court cases over the years.
I can't remember, Janelle, there's, did you go to the Idaho murders?
I did not.
I thought for sure you would be there. That's like the most, I guess, recent documentary that got released because the guy
Where was that,
ended
Ashley?
Huh?
Where was that?
Idaho.
Hey, easy on yourself. Take it easy.
No, you're not. You are anything but a hoe.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I thought for sure you were going to be in just Bo Dunk Idaho trying.
You went to the
figure that
Murdoch
out.
trial, didn't you, Alex?
I had a little bit to do with that one. I think I probably would have done the Idaho ones. He plead out, so there was a plea agreement, so there actually wasn't a trial.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You know what my gripe is about crime shows, though? The defendant is always guilty in the shows, if you ever pay attention to that. I think it gives the public a great misperception. You know what else we have? In Minnesota, they generally, if the media is going to come to a court case, they generally only come to a sentencing hearing, meaning the person has pled guilty or has been found guilty. They don't really cover the trials, and I always worry that it gives the public a misperception that if somebody's accused or charged with a crime, then they're guilty.
Well, I think one issue we have in Minnesota is not allowing cameras in the courtroom.
Right.
So I think that transparency is wrong because we're only allowed to go to the sentencing. So you don't get to see the process, and the public doesn't get to see what happened during the trial. You only see, like you're saying, the end result.
I think you're right, though, Ryan. If somebody's accused, you usually think, well, if they charged him with something, they're probably guilty.
Yeah, that's right.
You've answered this question before. I think this is a good one, though, because a lot of people wonder. Your thoughts on public defenders? Because, sometimes they get a bad rap.
Yeah.
And I know you've spoke passionately about this in the past.
Right. I think they're the angels of the profession. There's pluses and minuses to having one, okay? So some public defenders are very experienced. They've been doing it 20, 30, 40 years even, right? They know these things inside and out. They're very smart. They're very dedicated to their work. And they have a great feel for the particular county that they're working in because that's the only county they work in, right? Those are the plus sides. Any public defender will tell you that they wish they had less cases. So when the legislator commits funding for prosecution and defense, they attribute a lot more dollars on budgets to prosecuting than defense. So the number of cases any given prosecutor is responsible at a given time for, you can triple or quadruple it at least for public defenders.
Really?
And so it's an unfair fight. So a lot of people don't like having their public defender because they say, I only met with him or her for 5 minutes before my hearing. They don't know anything about my case. They're just telling me to plead guilty. They're in and out like it's triage. And that's the dissatisfaction that people have with public defenders. The public defenders, by and large, care a lot, but they are just literally like emergency room trauma, like a MASH unit out there trying to take care of so many cases in one day at a time, and it's day in and day out for them. Mm-hmm. So that is the problem with having a public defender, is you would wish that you would have more time to prepare your case with them. It's very hard for them to do it, but they are really underappreciated because they make a lot less usually than private lawyers do, right? They get people slamming them, calling them public pretenders or whatever, and that's just far from the case, man. They are absolutely dedicated public servants, and I admire the hell out of them.
We're chatting with criminal defense attorney Ryan Pacyga here on the Half-Assed Morning Show. 651-989-9393 is the number if you have a question. This one, probably a pretty easy one for you, and then we can trade stories if we want to. Hillman Welder Jesus says, my little brother who's 16 got a minor consumption a month ago. What can he expect from that?
I would try to keep it off my record because even people think that juvenile records are completely sealed and aren't available, and that's not true. There are a lot of professions where you even have to talk about what's on your juvenile record. Licensed professions, lawyer, doctor, things like that, right? So a lot of times if you take a class and you can do something to try to keep it off your record, every county's a little different about it, but you want to try and ask, if I do X, Y, or Z, can we keep this from being a conviction on my record?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many of us got a minor? Anybody?
I was
Never.
clean.
Minor free, baby.
I'm sorry?
Minor free.
Yeah, both of us didn't get a
Nothing?
minor back in the day.
No, I didn't either.
I mean, I deserved a lot of
all
them.
of my friends did.
I got something worse. My parents caught me. I would have prayed for a judge instead of my mom and dad at that point.
Pretty strict.
What do you mean? You were hosting a kegger and they showed up? Or
No,
what?
I mean, I don't know. The statute of limitations is long since run on this.
Of course.
But the story goes, it was after a football game. I wasn't on our football high school team, but it was a big party in the woods after one of the high school football games. My sophomore year, my junior year. So I had just gotten my license. I have a late birthday at the end of May. And we go to a party in the woods. First time I'm drinking, my cousin buys us a bottle of Malibu. My best buddy and I slam this bottle in like 10 minutes. We're pulling straight off of this thing. The next thing I know, I've got my finger extended, kind of caressing the cheek of a girl that I couldn't stand in high school. She was pretty, but she didn't talk to me. I was, and I kind of come to and I'm realizing, what am I touching her cheek for? We don't even like each other.
Yeah.
So this first realization, then I lose my keys in the woods.
Oh, no.
So my buddies have to walk around in the woods and find them. They put me in the passenger seat. They drive over to one of the other guys' houses that I drove there, and on comes the light in the big picture window in front of their house. The guy's dad is standing there with his hands on his hip, this big silhouette, and we're all like, oh, no. And they're like, dude, you can't come in. I'm like, I can't drive. I got to sleep over. And they're like, you can't come in. Well, what are we going to do? Let's take a practice lap, they said.
Oh, no.
Okay?
Oh, no.
So I'm going to fast forward through that part of the story, and I got home somehow. We won't talk about that.
Sure.
Thank God. But I get home, and I run upstairs, and I start to get sick in the toilet, and my mom runs down. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I ate a bad hot dog at the game. And she's like, you're drunk. And then apparently I thought my contacts were falling out in the toilet, which they weren't. But I wanted my mom to fish through that.
Oh,
to
my
find
God.
My contacts, right? So I'm getting sick. My mom and dad are yelling at me. I go to bed that night. I'm supposed to get up at 6 in the morning the next day to go to my best friend's cabin. I get up because it's, for some reason, when you're 16, you don't have hangovers, apparently.
Right.
That would be a lot different nowadays if I still drank, which I don't. But anyway, so I get up to go out there, and my parents are sitting down in the kitchen. You're not going anywhere.
Oh.
I took my car away for 2 months.
Oh.
I had to hitch rides to school my junior year, which was kind of embarrassing.
Oh, after we take a break, we're going to talk about when we lost our virginity.
I'm still waiting.
Maybe that was the same night. You got kids. We know you're lying.
Janelle, minor consumption?
Never, no.
Cubby, no?
No. I never. The first time I ever drank was like 10 days from my 21st birthday,
That's
and
right.
I almost got one. They carded the birthday boy, but none of the rest of us.
Those are the really embarrassing one when you're 20 years old and 8 months. You know what I mean?
I was almost there, and I thought, great, this is the first time I ever drank. Here come these undercover cops, and they just went to my buddy who looked so young, and it was his 21st birthday. It was maybe at 1 a.m. on his 21st birthday.
Yeah.
That's
so
cold.
This party that was so long ago, the statute of limitations have passed.
No, we are.
This alleged party. Was it at Como Park?
No, it was in Roseville.
Okay, somebody texted in and wondering if that was maybe a Como Park. I thought maybe
I
they
grew
knew
up there before we moved in 9th grade out there. My little brother still stayed in high school out there, but I was a Roseville guy.
Okay, so
Go Raiders.
And now, Carol Evans, Janelle Klein, sponsored by Luther Bloomington Kia.
What their claim is worth, the insurance company job is to save us.
Yeah,
money.
sorry.
I guess.
Hello.
We got some tech issues going on today, I guess.
Are we back?
We're back.
To give them.
We didn't know we were coming back. Janelle Klein is here with the Half-Assed Morning Show. So is criminal defense attorney Ryan Pacyga. We've been having some laughs. A very serious question has been texted in, Ryan. Serious sounding. I was convicted of second-degree unintentional murder in 2006, says a listener. It was a fight that went wrong, no weapons involved. I took a plea bargain for 13, do 9.
Yep.
Is there a possibility that I can get this buried so I can get a concealed carry permit, or is that a lifetime ban?
Yeah, you got to look at the expungement laws. I don't know off the top of my head. Frankly, I personally don't do expungements, but there are several lawyers in town that do a great job with them, and there's one of them that I think she's top of mind on expungement laws, and that's who I send all expungement clients to, and I'd be happy to provide that information, and they could see if they'd qualify for an expungement, or you could even, ask for some executive help from the governor on that potentially as well.
Sure.
So what does that mean, that charge? What would you guess happened?
Second-degree unintentional murder. Yeah. So think of it almost like manslaughter. It's not something you were planning out, right? And it's not something that necessarily was foreseeable when you killed someone. Obviously, if you're not thinking about ahead of time, but you shoot someone center mass in the chest, that's going to be a second-degree intentional murder, as long as you weren't playing it out before, right? Unintentional murder it could be something even as crazy as where you're being really, really reckless and dangerous, and it's foreseeable to a certain degree, but it's not as calculated as an intentional murder.
So like those times where somebody lands a punch, somebody hits their head, would that be the murder?
It could be. That would be pretty extreme, but it could be something like that. Okay. It could be that, where you're firing a gun into a crowd, but you're not really targeting anybody. Because these things can get pled down, okay? So
that's why I was wondering, wasn't like homicide or is that the same thing?
It is. Yeah, it's just unintentional, so the sentences are lower for an unintentional second-degree murder than they are for intentional.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, nearly double.
It all sounds way too serious for me. Scary stuff.
For a far less serious than that, misdemeanor. How long does that stay on a record? When will it stop showing up on my background check for employment?
Yeah, it'll be there forever.
Misdemeanor will?
Yeah, it'll still show up. It doesn't mean that it can necessarily be used against you forever, but it's not going to just fall off.
Same thing, try and get it expunged?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. If it's still holding you back from something, some employers might not care, or maybe they would only order a background check saying, I want you to go back 10 years on someone. You never know what an employer, there's levels of background checks. They can look for only felonies, they can look for only convictions, they can look for all arrests even. It just depends on how deep they want to go on a background check. Some employers might not care if you got, let's say, a minor consumption at age 20, so it's not a juvenile crime, it's an adult one, right? And now you're 50 years old. Well, they might not care about that as a misdemeanor. So why would you pay to get that expunged?
Right.
You're throwing good money after bad, right? Mm-hmm. But if it's holding you back from a job that you really want to have, and it's 5 years ago, then you might want to get it expunged.
Is this for real? Someone in our listening audience has texted in to ask Ryan Pacyga a question about getting a speeding ticket from an airplane?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a real thing.
The troopers
Absolutely. The troopers use those helicopters to do that stuff. Yeah. So, those, once in a while on the shoulder of a highway, you'll see a vertical, or do you want to call it horizontal or vertical, almost like a hash mark on the side of the shoulder of the highway. It's kind of a thick white one that goes perpendicular to the shoulder painting. Those are measured off at certain distances, and the state patrol helicopters or planes can time them out between how far you go from one hash mark to the other.
F me.
And that's how they do that. That's why sometimes you'll see them flying, high above on a day. They're not just monitoring traffic flow for Ashley to read it later and tell us where the accidents are. Great job at that.
I had no idea that people were receiving speeding tickets from friggin' airplanes.
Oh, that sucks.
No, if you see one of those planes or helicopters up overhead, you better slow down.
Jeez.
Yep.
So this is kind of a weird one, or at least it is to me. Cat 6 Jesus got his car towed yesterday, not having tabs for 2 years. Got new plates, got the car back, but he heard the term gross misdemeanor mentioned, and he doesn't know what to do next.
For driving without tabs?
Yeah, that's what I was going to
That sounds kind of harsh. Again, go to court. You can try to get that lowered. The most important things that prosecutors want you to do is have everything current. A lot of times, if you go, like, let's say you get driving after suspension, right? And so you go to court and you've done what you need to do with the DMV to go get valid by the time you come to court again. A lot of times prosecutors will work with you then because they know if you plead guilty, for example, to driving after suspension, you're going to get resuspended. And that becomes kind of a death loop for some people, okay? They got to drive to get to work to make sure that they can pay what they owe to the DMV. They get caught driving under suspension. They get suspended for that again, and it just builds on itself.
Yeah.
So if you can go get your stuff lined up, whether that's old tabs that weren't current, get them current. If you got an invalid license, get it valid. And a lot of times prosecutors will work with you so that you don't get tripped up again.
Okay. We were trading minor consumption stories earlier, too. Here's a text that came in. Listener says, my first minor consumption was a couple hours after moving to Bemidji to attend Bemidji State University. 2 hours after he got to town, I was at a party. I walked out to the alley to take a leak, and all of a sudden an undercover cop in a Jared Allen jersey walked up and asked me what I'm doing. I said, what does it look like? And he pulls out a badge from under the jersey and said, Bemidji police don't move.
Oh,
man. Welcome to college.
So most people go up to college on their first day for orientation. This one went for disorientation.
All right, we have a prosecutor who's checked in on this gross misdemeanor as far as the tabs go.
All right.
She said that gross misdemeanors for no tabs usually means when they think you haven't had tabs for so long you're evading taxes.
Sure.
So that's why
I've seen that charge. That's right. But again, get it all current, and more often than not, they'll work with you. Some people have this big protest, like, I'm not going to pay the state any fees, and they go years without these things. And yeah, then I can see dropping the hammer a little more on that.
I'll be always a pleasure, Ryan Pacyga.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And Janelle Klein, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We got to wrap it up for the day.
Ryan, can you give out your information? A few people were looking for how to get a hold of you and also for recommendations to some of these lawyers you talked about.
You bet. If you go to arrestedmn.com, you can drop us an email there, and I'll get you into the right hands if it's not me. Otherwise, you can always call 612-339-5844. God bless you, brotherhood.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Shout out to Equipment Holland Jesus. Today's his Friday. Headed up to Canada with his boys for some hunting and fishing. Happy 19th anniversary to Cattle Prod Jesus and the Missus. Happy birthday to Chandler Welder Jesus. Happy birthday to Stray Dog Jesus. Happy belated 19th to Seth, and 10th to Layla from Tatted Mama Jesus. Take care of yourself, brother and sisterhood. Stay cool, and please join us again tomorrow.
93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Hey friends, Dana here. And yeah, sure, we got plenty of summer left, but we all know what comes next when the weather shifts from crotch soup season to frozen shriveled peas season. That's why I love my pals at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. It's the perfect time to get them out and take a peek at both your AC and your furnace. Book your AC tune-up by August 21st and save $45 or save $90 when you bundle both. It's the early bird deal, and it's the way to go for peace of mind on both ends. Go to standardheating.com and make sure to mention 93X when you book.